Destiny is like going to a prostitute and trying to fuck her, but she puts a cock cage on you. That's what Destiny is.
Yes, Vincent. Vincent. Yes, Vincent. Vincent. Yes, Vincent. Vincent. Yes, Vincent.
Hello, everybody. It's my pleasure to welcome you all back. You're listening to the That's a Vincent Gaming Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Josh, otherwise known as ThatsABingo, and once again joined by my co-host, Dan, otherwise known as Vincentjules. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing very, very well, thank you. Episode 13. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. Ever since our last one, we've had so much. Out of all the responses we've ever had from people, the episode that's gone down the best is definitely our last one where we was all rowing. So I'll be looking forward to it.
It is good that little laugh you can hear does signal that we are once again joined by Sim for the third part of the trilogy. How you doing, Sim?
Not too bad, boys. Thanks for the last call up to
we
the
had
final.
Had to get you back on. Had to see it through.
Lots to go through today. There's 16 teams through.
Yeah.
So there's 16 teams through. That's got to be whittled down to one, maybe.
There's a lot of potential for beef between me and Josh.
There's so much beef
But
today.
luckily for you,
Peaceful.
Josh, I'm feeling peaceful. I'm feeling relaxed.
That's good. That's what I want to hear. I think we can do it
Alright.
amicably. You look like a calm and
we'll see.
reasonable man. Are you a
Well,
calm and
I
reasonable
am.
man?
I'm in a good mood today.
That's good.
I'm ready to be agreeable.
That's good. That's
I
good.
am.
Dan's not. Dan's going to start stirring the pot.
Nah, I don't know. I can't tell. Let's just see.
That's fine.
Let's just
be honest about what we're talking about.
Look,
And let's not be like Josh last time and just talk shit.
the
not
greatest thing
right.
is
That's right.
that I want to say is none of the arguments are forced. So I can't sit here and say that we won't argue, and I can't sit here and say that we will. None of them was forced. That's exactly how we normally talk.
You just
So
said
it's-
that.
So it is. It's going to be what it is.
Before we get to that, though, we have our usual things to get through. So we'll start with what we play.
Yeah.
So Dan, I'll start with. Well, me and you have been playing the same thing, really, haven't we?
I've actually been playing 2 games this week. So I'll do my one, which is just a little at 5 minutes. Then I'll do the one that we've been playing together, and then Sim's going to give us some updates on the Call of Duty because neither of us have played the new one really.
That's the only thing I've played all week.
And that's the only thing we've
Literally,
played
I
all
swear
week.
to God, the only
So,
thing.
I'm excited. Well, I say I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what you got to say about it. Not so excited that I've got a feeling you're going to make me end up buying it. But anyway, I've had a random one where I've decided that I'm sick to death. The podcast made me realise that I've started so many games lately that I've just not even finished.
Mm.
And then with all that conversation that we've had with the baddies and the goodies and whatnot, I finally decided to go back to play Village. So I've picked that back up, Resident Evil Village. I have to say I'm loving it. I wasn't as far as I thought. I thought I'd finished the big tall bitch's castle, but I hadn't actually. I'd only killed one of the daughters somehow. I thought I'd killed both, but I hadn't. All 3, sorry. I thought I'd killed all 3, but it turns out I hadn't. So I've just been playing that, and
It's a short
really,
game, though.
yeah, I know it is, but I need that because basically the reason why I was playing that is because the other thing I've been playing is God of War, but I've just been using your God of War when you're not on it. So while you was on that, I was just playing that. But then other than that, I've just been playing the new.
How is the new God of War?
So we'll
do you wanna
talk about
kick
it now. Yeah, so we'll talk about it now. But in case people are like panicking to like pause the podcast or whatever, nothing will be spoiled here. There'll be no spoil. It's too early for that. We will talk very general, very specific, and like about the game, but there'll be no story spoilers, anything specific. Because I wouldn't want to do that to people.
I think
only trailer stuff.
And I genuinely should have spoke to you off air about this first. But I think once we've both rolled credits, we could potentially do an episode on it.
Yeah.
Where we talk about it in depth properly. And then people can listen to it if they
that,
played it or not.
High level, I'll go for it. I'm fucking loving it. I think it's a fucking masterpiece. I don't know how they've done it again. a second time around, but they have nailed it. I feel about this one how people felt about the first one. So I understood that the first one was incredible and did really, really enjoy it, but because I kind of rushed through it in my excitement, I didn't take it in. So I kind of didn't have the same appreciation of them for other people.
Fun fact: first one was ruined for me because Sim made me bet me that I couldn't do it in a weekend. So I did it in a weekend.
I was just thinking about it. I literally bet you.
you.
What was it? A tenner?
I don't know, but I sat there and did the whole.
It was from
thing
Friday to Sunday. You had to.
Completely ruined it. I've been waiting years for it. It completely ruined it because I just smashed it off in a weekend because Sim said I couldn't do it.
Well, that's what I did for the first one.
I say you didn't do it though.
I wasn't peer pressured.
No, actually, what happened was, Sim, I did it all, and then I was on the very last boss battle, and then my wife wanted to go to my mum and dad, so I just conceded that I would lose it, but I knew myself that I could have finished it if I wanted to.
But you didn't.
And I think we muted the bet because you realised that that's what I've done. So, but yeah,
that doesn't sound like me. That doesn't sound like me at all.
Carry on, Josh.
But yeah, so because I rushed the first one, I didn't get the same appreciation for it that everyone else did. So I've learnt my lesson and taken my time with this one, and now I'm 30 hours deep, and I'm.
How long is it? Hours wise?
Well, I haven't completed the game yet, and I'm 30 hours in. So
do you know how far you are?
I'm wrapping it up now as we speak. I reckon. I don't. Okay. The problem is because obviously I don't know how it ends. I don't know how much loose ends we're tying up. I don't know if it's going to cliffhanger at the end. I don't know if there's a sequel or anything. So I don't know. If they do tie everything up, I've probably still got a good long while to go. If they don't, then it could be over in the next hour or two for me. I don't know.
So I have a very weird. I'm at a weird point on it, and my opinion is going to sound really weird. And the reason why is because, and I'll come back to why I'm not complaining about it. But basically, I'd actually say I'm probably the biggest God of War fan I know in terms of because everybody loves it, and there's people that will love the God of War, the last one, way more than I will, and thingy. But a lot of them people won't have even played the trilogy, like the original ones, or have gone back. I look like God of War 1, 2, and 3 were one of my favourite games of all time. I absolutely love them. Played the last one, loved it.
As long as I've known you, to be honest.
You've
been talking about God of War as long as I've known you.
Oh, I know. When they announced God of War was back, I couldn't believe it.
Use gas.
I loved the first one. So on this one, I have even less opinions than Josh. Josh is being reserved on his opinions. I know he said it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But the reason why I have less opinions is I've only played 9 hours. And off air, talking to Josh, what I've said is this. The fighting is as good as the fighting has ever been. I'm only playing it as on scrubby mode because I don't have a PS5. I only have a PS4 and it's not on PC yet. But it still looks incredible on PS4. It makes my P4 literally sound like a jet engine. But we move, you just turn up the telly. So I've only played 9 hours. The fighting's amazing. The story's amazing. No, not story. Sorry, the characters are amazing. The only thing that could have made God of War better when I was a kid is I don't really like Greek mythology as much as I like Norse mythology, and now they're in Norse mythology, so it's even better in my opinion. I love all the Viking-y shit. So everything about it, I'm loving. My only slight gripe would have been so far the story is very not meh. It's just nothing's happened. There's not even like an overarching bad guy, or there's no threat at all. It's more just it seems like a very long fetch quest. Now, at the beginning, I was thinking, oh, this is a bit disappointing. I was expecting more story, but the last one wasn't that long of a game. Whereas Josh is telling me he's got 30 hours game time in it now. This is a much longer game. So if this means I'm going to get a bigger payoff at the end, I'm all for it. I'm not upset that I've only got less time with it. It's just that at first, when I didn't know how long it was, I thought, oh, am I further in this than I thought? And still not really getting into the main bulk of the story. But that's not a criticism because it's 30 hours long. So really
no, you've still got a lot to go. I do disagree with the point about there's not being a threat. I think it is. I just don't think it's.
No, there's no threat for the first 9 hours at all.
There is. They're always talking about Thor and Odin. Like Odin.
Yeah, they're talking about it, but there's not that he's after them. They're not going to do anything to them. They're not hiding from them. They're not going for them. Nothing. Nope.
That's just not true. But anyway.
What?
I think we're getting close to spoiler territory.
We're not, but we'll have a discussion off air. We'll have a discussion off air. But what I really like, because it is a bit like it's a bit slower drip fed. There is still like incredible like bombastic moments, but what the takeaway that I really like of it is there'll be not spoilers, but there'll be like objectives where it'll be like go back to blank, like go back here when you're ready to continue. That the objective will literally say that, and it's a really good point to just fuck off and do something else, because the story's not immediate breakneck. I don't feel guilty for enjoying the other stuff. Whereas, like, you know,
it's just great. No,
yeah, and it is good, but like,
yeah.
you know, when it's kind of like God of War 1 and stuff like that, when it's like constantly going at you, almost like you feel bad and you feel like you're robbing yourself if you just stop halfway through like a big quest.
Oh no.
Piss off.
The first time without going into thing where they split the first bit for side quests when there's 3 big things to do.
Yeah,
that's the best bit it's been so far. I love doing those 3 things. It's just like you only really fight little enemies for the first 9 hours. There's no big. And God of War is all about fighting the big bad bads, and there ain't that many. There's like a couple of like little bad bads, but they're not huge, big. Whereas like the first one was breakneck, and I'm telling you now, if I'm getting a 30-hour masterpiece and it goes to the big bad bads, I'm happy with the way it is. I prefer it. It was only because I didn't know that that's what this was going to be. I thought this was still going to be just another one that you could do in a weekend. But I'm still loving it.
It's not slow. It takes its time. It knows.
Yeah.
It knows what it's got later on it knows what it's got coming, and it knows what cards it's got to play.
Yeah.
So it keeps you over to your chest.
But
and
the flip side to that is already only 9 hours in, the other side you're seeing to Kratos is ridiculous. He's crazy. He's the way that he's going.
I'm so happy we put him in God tier now. After playing this one again, nothing but.
I'm not a huge fan of Artemis still, but let's just hopefully.
Atreus.
What do I say?
Artemis.
Why did I say Artemis? Atreus. Artemis is from sunny Philadelphia. I don't know why I said Artemis.
No,
Atreus, I'm still not the biggest fan of him. But I love Kratos. I love Mimir.
So
good. The little
I really do.
but they did my head in the first one.
But they do also get. Everyone gets their time to shine. I really do.
I love the little squirrel. The squirrel is awesome.
Tasker.
Yeah, best character I've seen so far.
But yeah, I would love to get in spoilers, and we probably will do an episode.
Oh no, it's fantastic. I can't wait to play it more. The reason I've only played 9 hours is even when you've said, right, I'm off it for the day, go play it, I'm still only letting myself do a little bit. I'm waiting for you to do it so that I can just get my head down and smash it, and then just.
I know it's good because I'm literally in that like torn headspace of I want to do nothing but play this, but I don't want to complete this. Like I don't want to finish this, but I can't stop myself playing it.
And you know what I do like as well? For all the people who say single players are dead, God of War's outsold Call of Duty. It's outsold. It's outsold Call of Duty. Not Elden Ring. Yeah, and Elden Ring. It's outsold all these games, all these big games, and it's got more players than Overwatch and everything. I read a thing the other day. It's sold mad.
It should win.
So they're not dead.
100%. It should 100% win. Game of the year. But they're not dead.
I wouldn't say single players are dead. They're just too few and far between.
No. I'm not saying they are. That's what the industry go on like they're dead because that's why no one wants to.
So that's what.
Okay.
They don't make the money on them, do they? They get the one hit, don't they?
EA said that they weren't focusing on it, and then when Jedi Fallen Order hit like a motherfucker, and that sold well, they have since come out and said, you know what, we were wrong. We grossly underestimated like how much single players do. So even EA have now like come back to focusing on single player games. So I
feel like they sell really well because there's hardly any.
I would much prefer a nice compact single player game, even over a open world game. Open world games, I'm not bored of them, but they have to be really good to get me invested now.
They're losing quality these days, to be fair. I think anyway.
It makes sense though, like financially, spend like 4 years making a single player game, sell it, done, and then spend another 4 years making a sequel, or spend 5 years making a live service game, which you then
make money
trickle out
forever
for the next 4 years, and it all.
I get it from a business point of view, but I do think there's still money to be made. But
I don't think they have to be open world.
We'll speak more about God of War after, because genuinely this is going to be a long episode anyway. I'm interested to hear what you say about Call of Duty.
Yes, I mean,
it's not the best game in the world. How many hours? I'm not.
You're prestige, aren't you?
I've just hit prestige, and it's one of those ones where It's not the best game in the world. It's not the worst game in the world, but it scratches an itch for me.
Where would you rank it in CODs
In CODs,
at this early stage?
I think it's exactly the same level as the 2019 Modern Warfare.
Is okay.
There's
And
not much
I
difference
regard
to it
that
at all.
quite high. I regard that quite
there's
high.
not much. It's a bit slower. Whether that's
Which I
positive or I thought you would.
Mm.
But it scratches an itch for me because I've been playing mouse and keyboard and P5. And
Wow.
I've never done that before, but it works
And it works
perfectly.
Worth it
It
for
works
fun.
perfectly. And
So that
my
only put you in
computer's
lobby?
kind of like no, it's
That
all
still puts you in
crossplay.
controller.
It's
is
all
it? Okay.
crossplay. I could turn it off so it's not,
Yeah.
but that's how I prefer it. It's even harder with mouse and keyboard though, because the aim assist is so strong on the controller.
Yeah. That's why people are complaining about Overwatch 4, aren't they? Like they're really kicking off about it.
Are
Because
they?
if you play on a console with somebody with PC or whatever, you get put in a PC lobby. If a console goes in a PC lobby or there's any PC player on Overwatch, aim assist is turned off for the controller,
Really?
and they hate it.
There we go, Cam. There we go, Cam. That's why you're having such a hard time when you play with me. I apologise.
But yeah,
That's
it's
because
all right.
He still pops off. I give him that.
And I've really enjoyed the camo grind. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's kind of
That's
different
what
this year.
I used to love that.
So the way you get
campaign?
the campaign, I've completed the campaign. The campaign's good.
It's meant to be quite good. It's not meant to be like I've heard it's like not the
I've
best,
heard
but it's
mixed
like up there.
reviews.
I think
heard it
all
looks
COD
amazing, but
campaigns
plays
are,
like shit.
are entertaining. Every single one. And it's more of that. There's one specific mission which is unreal. Sniper mission. You know how the sniper missions are on COD.
They're all gillied up like
Yeah, you know, you've seen it. It's all right. And plus, with the headset on, late night, dark, bro, I feel like I'm in war. I feel like I'm in Ukraine.
See, the reason why I haven't got it yet is because I played the beta and I really liked it. I'm not saying I didn't. And I the first few games, I was like, wow, this is unreal. Really enjoying it. And then after 5 games, 6 games, I said to Josh,
it's the same stuff.
I said, it's just COD.
It is just COD. And
once you got rid of the new ones, it's back to just COD. And it, as we know, I missed that little tactical. I am currently downloading the DMZ mode at the moment because I said I'll jump on with payback. But
you got to know what you're gonna get when you jump on. Like, if you want to play some win games, don't play COD. No one plays to win. That's the one thing that annoys me. No one plays to win. Everyone's playing to do their camo challenges or get their kill streak. No one plays to win.
Dumbass challenges, like,
and that has a detriment to the game at the same time. Now, I know there's ranked modes and stuff, but they've never really popped off for me, or I've never.
They haven't put it on this one yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
They like to wait a bit though, don't they?
Bro, they've only just put hardcore on today. Hardcore hasn't been on there.
I didn't feel like when I played the beta, I didn't feel like I needed hardcore that much. I thought the time to kill was pretty quick.
It is, but I'm just a hardcore guy. I play hardcore and everything.
I'm normally a hardcore guy. I try not to let myself do a hardcore guy because COD does the cardinal sin where he takes all the game modes off you. So I still want to play the other game modes. I just want to play hardcore.
They're all on. They've called it. It's not called hardcore anymore. It's called tier 1. Don't know why.
What I do like about hardcore is that every gun then becomes viable.
Yeah.
Like, I used to only play Modern Warfare, run around with pistols on hardcore.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
You couldn't do that on. You genuinely just can't do that on core because you'll just get out challenged by everything. A shotgun's actually act realistic when you play hardcore.
I think the gun viability is really interesting on this one because snipers are really strong. Assault rifles are really strong. Submachine guns aren't that strong this time.
They've learned from their mistake. They've fucking pounded them into the ground because of how bad they used to be.
But you know how Modern Warfare is, you can tune like the gun with the attachments a lot.
Yeah,
so you can make them viable. Yeah, you can change it like massively.
Snake shots.
I enjoyed the maps. I enjoyed the maps on the beta.
And the guns don't unlock by levels. You have to like.
I've heard about that.
You have to unlock the AK-74. You'd have to use the AK-47 to like rank 15.
But hasn't somebody told me that? Sometimes someone was telling me, my barber. I'm calling you out now, Dale, so you don't shout at me for any other things. He was telling me the other day that to unlock, sometimes it might be to unlock some machine gun, you got to use a different gun in a different class.
Yeah. So basically, all the guns they're in like a family. So all the AK type looking guns will all be relative to each other.
It's people. It's guns that use the same receiver.
Oh, so they ain't gonna make you use a sniper to unlock a shotgun.
No, it's whatever uses the same receiver. So some LMGs use the M6 can still use like the M4 bottom part where the trigger is. They'll use that, but they'll use different top rails and stuff.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, and that's not so bad then. The way I was getting it was that you might end up having to do like.
Nah, it's not. It's not heinous, but
there is a sniper that is unlocked by a shotgun. That is a thing. They're very similar looking guns. It's weird.
Planning to play it again? Are you playing on your own, or you got?
Nah, I'm playing with my boys, but I do play on my own.
Shout out to Sims boys.
But I find it easier when I'm playing with them because they're on. I play with more console people then.
Yeah.
So I'm just shitting on them. You know what I mean? Just flicking the.
See, I when I bring my mate in Overwatch.
I found, because I always thought, when we jump on with the console boys, we're going to slap them. But sometimes that aim assist, it's fine. If you right by them, just run past them because you can turn quicker than them. Literally, just run past them. You'll turn quicker than they will. But
at ranges.
If it's from range, my God. And you know what? I never really noticed it until I never played much of Vanguard, but I went around my little cousin's house and he's got a P5 and it was the first time I ever seen one, so I wanted to play one. So I jumped on and I just played a game. And it was the first time I played a Call of Duty on console since we've made the jump. And honestly, I don't ever remember the aim assist when I was playing on console. But now it feels like you aim in, it feels like you just like you just lock onto people. It's like ridiculous.
Quick scoping, it's unreal.
Yeah.
But you know, I've already got my gold snipers.
Mate, I'd have had headshots in every in all the.
It's not headshots anymore. It's weird.
I'm not. That's why I'm getting.
You do 4 challenges to get gold, and then once you get gold, you can do the platinum. It's too easy.
I used to love the headshots one.
Yeah, but the Modern Warfare 2019 one was a fucking piss take.
Yeah, it was difficult. But essentially now it's 4 challenges to get gold. That's it. 4.
The one thing I do rate is they seem to have listened to like we're out of Call of Duty a bit. Like Sims obviously still backing it, but we're out of it like compared to what we used to. But there are still many community. There's still people who play only Call of Duty, and those people, from what I understand, they're getting what they want from it. So I feel like they're listening to a bit. We've got an half decent campaign. They're listening on the multiplayer. They're updating Warzone, which is wildly popular as we spoke. They're putting this DMZ in, which is basically Tarkov light. The only thing is I worry is they're spreading themselves a bit too thin. But
I would say this is the most
as a package
Call of Duty launch we've ever had.
As a package,
for a long time.
That's a lot of content for 50 quid. I mean, I know the Warzone and the DMZ you can get for free, so whether you want to include that in the 50 quid or not, I don't know. But I don't know what you get with it. But still, that's a lot of content for a game in this day and age.
Yeah, it is. It is. And the multiplayer can last you forever, can't it, really?
Oh, yeah, of course it can.
Like I said, I think this is by far the most positive launch we've had. If you go back through, Vanguard was like hated and was shit on. Black Ops 3 had issues, people did not like it. Like Infinity War, World War 2, Black Ops 4, people didn't like. Ghosts, people didn't like. The last one that I would say came out to pretty much universal praise.
Modern Warfare.
People still had issues with that. That still launched with its fair controversies. I'd say the last one that was like a definitive success was Black Ops 2 in 2012.
Nah.
No one liked
Modern Warfare that went down well.
No one liked Ghost. Advanced Warfare. Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3 had its issues. Infinite Warfare had its issues. World War 2 was hated. Black Ops 4 mobile, and then COD Modern Warfare.
Okay, right then. Yep. Has anyone else played anything else?
Nah, I think it's just straight into the big.
I ain't played nothing really of worth note.
Do you want to introduce?
I'm gonna play God of War though after
yeah,
you two talking about it so much.
You played
the first one though. I'm gonna play the first one first. It's on the PlayStation Premium, so I'm just gonna download that. If I like it, I'll get the new one. It's also on PC. Bang.
That's how I play it. Wait,
play it. It's a shame. To be honest, and you don't need to know 1, 2, and 3. You really don't.
No references at all.
There are little ones, but it's one of those ones where I get them all, but you won't be punished for no.
It won't detract around from your overall. What I was, if you're gonna play 1, fine. If you're gonna play 2 without playing 1, happened previous.
I'm not gonna do that.
But what happened previously video isn't good. It skips over a lot of it, and obviously because there's a lot of weird names in like North.
You get confused.
It's like a minute and a half at that. It's really not a good video of what happened.
Just play 1. You got the weekend to complete it.
Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
So it is part 3 of the controversial greatest multiplayer of all time. So there's a couple of things I want to quickly address. So people have said in our later videos, whenever we're doing tier lists or whatever, we've really done well at putting out what our definitive factors are, and then whenever we come to an argument, we go back to the list. Now, we haven't done that for this at all, and we ain't doing it. We can't add it now when we've knocked all these games out. We're just going to argue the toss and whatever you want to put in the argument on this one.
Whatever your point is, your point
is, even if it's bullshit like Josh's half the time. But anyway, just starting early. So we have 16 left of the 64. Now, they're going into a bracket. It's just not full yet. What will happen is I'm going to spin this wheel that I've set up. Here's one I made earlier. And it will give us the matches. And then from then, it will just filter down as and when they do. But it will be completely random. So shall we just crack on?
Let's crack on.
Do you want to know the 16 before we go?
I'll take them as they come. Take them as
they come. Let's go.
Here we go. Then I'm spinning the wheel.
Then people can't use it later. But but fingies later.
I wish you could hear the noise. It's cool.
I'm nervous.
It's Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
Okay.
And it is against.
Are you right? You're writing it down, I guess.
Yeah. Don't worry. I've got all the admin sorted.
Good man. That's why we have you on this.
And it's against League of Legends. So,
I didn't think
wants to floor?
League of Legends.
This is a dead one. This is a dead matchup.
Even
I'm wearing League of Legends.
Oh, go off, Sim. I love you.
So,
in your mood.
It's just.
I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this, Sim. Obviously, because we're three we know pretty much most of the time how we're going to answer. It's most likely a certain game is going to get through most of its matchups, and another game's going to get, and it's just when them two come head to head. And I'm just going to let you know, somebody has got pages of notes ready to come. He has done full on research.
I find that weird.
Nah, it's because
whoever that person is a bit of a weirdo.
We don't know who that is, but it's because I know at a certain point I'm going to be put on the spot to defend this game, and
what game
I know we'll get to it. And I know I've got, if it comes against
it's Rainbow Six.
Nah. But I know that I'm not going against two non-believers. I'm not going against two blank pages.
What?
Depending on the matchup, you're a non-believer. You can shut up. Okay. So I've got to overcome both of you.
I don't know what this game is, so I can't really comment. I can't think of what's left.
I don't want to just skip past it. We've got to talk about the matchup because we can't. Yeah, I know it's going to be long anyway. We can't just skip past it. So I also think it's League of Legends, and I'm not going to go too much into it because if that's going through, I'm sure we'll talk about it more later. But Call of Duty, unfortunately, Black Ops 2 is, as everyone knows, is my favourite Call of Duty. But
good Call of Duty. It's a good Call of Duty.
It's a great Call of Duty, and
I'm sorry for its loss, and it has gone out early.
It's got to be League, hasn't it?
It's solid, but it's not. It's just another card, right? There's no other there is other games like League of Legends, but I can't even argue against it. Like it's more influential.
We're just moving through them two straight through.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's got
good content there, guys. Well, I'm sure we will get into a more deep.
The wheel decided to just give us an easy one for the first.
How does the wheel work? Does it disappear once you do it, or do you have to take note of which one we've done?
I'll take note of which one we've done. Battlefield 5.
Got to try and recall which one 5 is now.
This isn't going to win either.
So Battlefield 5 has currently beaten Modern Warfare. It's currently beaten Mortal Kombat 11 and Howl Let Loose. Check this for stats, guys. This is what I can do. I can give you the lineage. It beat Howl Let Loose and Mortal Kombat 11 to make its way
to the final.
Josh's favourite game. GTA Online. Now, GTA, if you need the recap, I'll just let you know the route it took. It beat Monster Hunter World in a very close argument, and then it beat Halo 3.
I think it's beating Battlefield 5 as well, personally.
The Monster Hunter World GTA argument is legendary in our podcast. Now,
I'm not rising.
Before we move, Josh is saying now. after the argument, Sim, that we had last time, Josh went and did a load of I'm going to do air quotes, research, and he started throwing all these stats at me to say it's got more content. And I haven't been able to argue against it because he sent it to me and I had a huge migraine and I've been arguing, but I have been noting it to bring it up, and I thought now is the best time to bring that up. So Josh thinks it's got more content, not to restart the argument, but because how many weapons did you say it had, Josh?
Monster Hunter has 8 over 800 weapons. So I looked at...
Is that content?
No, so
really?
I looked at anything that affects gameplay or you play. Okay? Anything that you either work towards, use, or do in the thingy. Now, I don't know if I've still got the information on my phone, but I looked. One thing, subnote, there's not a website out there that just lists how many of a thing a game has got. I feel like there should be a database somewhere. And there is.
It's hard to measure. That's very hard to measure.
It's very much based on what games, but because Monster Hunter, the story of it, that's a lot easier to note. So I looked on that. I looked at the closest I got. There's 500. There's around 500 missions on GTA Online. And then seasonal.
That's a lot.
That's just missions. That's just missions. You've also got to count. You got to count all the stuff you can unlock, like all the clothes and everything.
I haven't. Yeah, I haven't done that.
And all the passive stuff.
So that's missions, and then there's another further around 100 with seasonal missions that like come in and out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a fucking lot.
Yeah. And then I added in vehicles, what I could get a rough estimate of vehicles and weapons and that, and it come out to a great deal of content. And then I did the same with Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter has more.
I don't think you did.
Monster Hunter has
I don't trust your basis on this.
Monster Hunter has... I'll see if I can find the mission. Monster Hunter has, I think, it's 600 main quest missions. Investigations, it's impossible to get a number of, but it's estimated in between 1,000 to 1,500 investigations. Now, they're not great content, but it's content. There's over 800 weapons, all of which you have to work to unlock.
I don't think weapons count as a thing.
But I also count.
So I changed my sword a little bit, and now it's a different content.
No, I also took into account GTA's weapons, all of that weapon wheel. I took into account that. But Monster Hunter weapons, you got to remember.
So what? And every attachment's a different piece of content.
No,
so if I've got a pistol, every little bit of attachment's a different bit of content.
Yeah.
It's a dead basis.
That is true because that is true.
Trash.
Because you earn it. You have to play that game to earn the money to buy that extended mag, and that directly affects gameplay. Might not be a lot, might not be the bait. You might not go on to unlock it, but that is still true. But where my differentiation is the Monster Hunter weapons, they take anywhere up to like 1 to 2.5 hours to earn each. You actively act to earn it. Each one plays different with different stats and completely will change your build and play style. And then we have armor. Armor is like stupid number of different sets. We're like perceivable content. It is just factually true. I'm sorry.
The value of that a lot.
Can I just say though, to get the armor. So yes, there might be armor, but then you have to go in and do the same basic boss battle over and over and over again to farm to get that armor. So really, it's replaying content.
No, but however,
there's no point us going back to this because let's not go back.
I'm stopping it anyway.
Like I said, I'll just say because I knew I would never change either of your minds, but at one point I said, "Oh, it's got more content." I don't want to.
It hasn't got more content. I still don't believe it.
I still don't believe it's got more content either, and it definitely hasn't got better content.
That is up to debate, but I have literally.
I feel like you're adding every single little tiny thing you can on one and not the other.
No, I've added both on both games.
Have you added all the clothes you can get, all the trainers, all the cars, all the I have attached to the cars?
I genuinely tried to change how many clothes there are, and I got a rough estimate, and I looked at clothes. Again, it's solid to find like a genuine actual number. But I looked at the clothes, I looked at the list. There's like the 3 shops. There's the mass shop, the thrift shop, the suit shop. And
there's more shops than that. There's more shops than that. You go to the casino.
It still doesn't beat Monster Hunter with the armor and weapons alone. Then you have over to 1,000 to 1,000 investigations, the 300 missions.
What does an investigation entail?
Depends what the investigation is. But it's fine. It's fine. But like I said, I did the maths, I did the numbers, and
I don't think you did.
I did.
You did some of the maths and some of the numbers, but
no,
right.
I did it as best I could with the information known to me, and it's not close enough where I'd be like, oh, my maths might have played a part in it being wrong. It's not close enough to do that.
Yeah, because you haven't took all the factors, and you can't take all the factors.
I've tried to take as many factors.
And some of the factors you have done are ridiculous.
But it's been ridiculous. It's ridiculous on both sides. Everything that I've tried to include in Monster, I've always tried.
Yeah, it is ridiculous on both sides. Well, it's a rubbish experiment, and it doesn't prove anything.
Content that you have to play to unlock or alters how you play. That is content.
Yeah, but the value of one bit of content is different value to another bit. So to use them in the same breath is weird. Yeah. It doesn't prove anything.
But it's just, so if you go and change your clothes in GTA, that means you can wear no armor, no clothes on GTA.
Better gauge would be hours to get everything.
I still think well, hang on, no, that's different because Monster Hunter is a fair way of earning your money. GTA's money system is highly skewed to be able to take ages to earn stuff purely because it's monetized. There's no incentive for GTA Online to make everything achievable easy because then people aren't buying shark cards.
So that goes against your argument to say there's more content essentially because it takes longer.
It's harder to earn anything on GTA because they've deliberately made it that way.
Right.
So there will be.
It's a non-argument. What does that mean? What does that prove?
I have to grind an hour. You're saying how many hours it takes to unlock stuff. It takes me an hour to get a new breastplate on Monster Hunter, but that's because that's how much it takes. In GTA, it might take 5 hours of earning money. That's not because the content's great. That's because Rockstar have said you get this little amount of money from doing this mission because I want to try and incentivize.
I don't know, but you could do it in a million different ways. In Monster Hunter, I feel like all you can do is hunt a monster.
But all of them are still hamstringed by the fact that they want to get you to spend shark cards. There's no easy way to make loads of mad quick money that you can buy anything with because there's no incentive for that. Because why would they?
Which doesn't count an argument for the amount of it.
That was completely my fault.
It's the argument. It's the argument.
Yeah, there's no point us doing this. Monster Hunter's not coming back from the dead.
That was completely my fault for bringing it up. GTA knocked out Monster Hunter, knocked out Halo, and it's now against. What did I say?
Battlefield
5. Battlefield 5 beat Hell Let Loose and Mortal Kombat 11. Now, before we move on and before we make a decision, now, if I was to say to either of you, especially Sim, can you give me an IMDb rating of a film? I feel like he knows the system for IMDb well enough that he'd give me a number.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that IMDb do games. Okay?
Yeah, they do.
But their scoring system is a bit skew-if. Now, one of these is a 6.1 and the other one is a 6.7.
Battlefield really bizarre. Be a 6.1.
I would also say that, but to say both of those games are 6s is fucking mental.
This is on a scale of
hang on, is it
games,
GTA
isn't it?
Is this GTA Online specifically or GTA 5 as a whole? Because if it's GTA 5 specifically. Oh, okay.
No, it's GTA Online specifically.
Okay, that makes more sense as to why it's a 6. I thought it was ranking not the entirety of GTA.
Is there a top 250 on there?
Don't know. I will look at that after. But just thinking, where are your initial thoughts on this matchup?
GTA.
Battlefield all day with a pin.
I don't even think this is the best Battlefield. I think it's crazy how Battlefield 5's through and Battlefield 1 isn't. But it's just because of who they come up against.
Yeah, who they come up against.
I also think I prefer Battlefield 5 to 1.
But I'd rather play Battlefield, but I think GTA is a better game.
I think GTA is a better game online.
For all the factors that we go against, like how influential it is, content, all that sort, how popular it is,
hours. Time.
There's not much like it. There's actually nothing like GTA really.
Battlefield 5 still is one of the most played Battlefields now.
Yeah. GTA is one of the most played games of all online. Is one of the most played multiplayer games now, so you can't use that factor.
No, bro.
And if you're on Battlefield 5, there ain't that many lobbies. I went on there recent.
You can't say, that's still played now as a point for it. If that's the case, then GTA definitely wins. That's the most played game.
And it's older.
GTA Online is one of the most played games of all time.
There's
online.
No way GTA 5 is kicking out Battlefield. Dan, you played GTA Online for like 40 minutes.
But I respect it, Josh. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, just because you don't like it doesn't mean you can't vote. Look at me, I voted League of Legends.
I think you disrespect it so hard.
Because I don't think there's nothing there. It's nowhere near better than a multiplayer. It's nowhere near a better multiplayer than Battlefield 5.
No, but it is because there's way more to do in it.
No, it doesn't matter if there's better to do. Content is not driven by quantity.
No, it's got good content.
It's got better than not any better than any matches you can have at Battlefield 5.
Of course it is.
Nah.
I literally watched one the other day. I watched these people do some bank heist on the other day where I can't remember what it was they were doing. It was like wasn't a bank they were robbing. They were robbing something. Might have been like the Mint or something. And I was watching it, and the precision that they was doing, and like it was sick. I was thinking, I wish we was disinvested to play it.
Gosh, if you played it, you'd have a different opinion.
I have played it. Granted, I haven't played it recently, but
if you installed it on your PC, took aim assist stuff, you'd love it.
No,
you'd love it.
I wouldn't.
And if we all jumped on it, because it's a big social one, GTA.
Should we jump on it?
Play it by yourself, you won't rate it.
No way. Obviously, that's a lot. That goes for a good amount of games. Pretty much any game we talk about now, you'll find it's better, like infinitely better with people than it is on its own.
This is part of my point, though, Josh.
Yeah, but because Battlefield, you play Battlefield on your own. It's nowhere near as good as when you're all squadded up doing like tactics and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
No, but GTA Online is dead on your own, like dead. You don't want to do it; it's dead. You've got no motivation to really play it on your own.
Not good.
It isn't good.
Not a plus.
It isn't good, but we're talking about multiplayer games.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to have people.
Maybe you should jump on and just start doing some of the
heists.
multiplayer
game, you shouldn't need people. It should be
that's
improved.
That's not saying we're writing off co-op games.
Multiplayer is solely based on the experience with people.
Hang on, you shouldn't need other people to play with you. Like you shouldn't need your friends to play it. You should be able to hop on a multiplayer game and play with just online random.
Yeah, but you can do that, but it's nowhere near the same experience.
Yeah,
I think we need
compared
to jump on GTA
compared to an FPS.
On GTA Online.
I feel like Josh just hates it.
Josh doesn't hate it.
I will say that now. I don't like it. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's fun. It was okay when it came out for 10 minutes, and I don't think it is.
But millions of other people are wrong, and Josh is right.
No, a million people are saying it is what it is, bro. There's loads of opinions that people don't agree with, and that I don't agree with. I love games more that like people don't. It's fine, but I was adamant. I don't like it. I don't think it's good. It doesn't deserve to be here, and there's no way does it beat Battlefield 5. But you two are going to say it does, so it goes through.
Yeah, it does.
There is no way.
On what basis? Give me like 3 bullet points of why Battlefield goes through.
Battlefield is objectively, I think it's just funner. It captures what it does.
Okay, so that's very specific to you.
It does what it does better.
It does what it does better.
Yeah. So
elaborate that one a little bit.
Like the feeling of what it aims to do, Battlefield. It's the whole like.
What does it aim to do? Speak very descriptive to me too.
Immersive, like war simulator.
Immersive war simulator.
Yeah.
What does GTA try and do?
A bit of everything.
Such as
it's unrealistic. It tries to give you all these different broad concepts. It tries to cram as much in. It has gone the route of quality over quantity. Quantity over quality. My apologies. Because you can do this, that. It's got the ADHD approach to quality. If we throw enough shit in, people would do it.
So some of these interesting. I was looking at the other day since this video. Since we did that last argument, I looked at some of these hosts. They look mad.
They're detailed.
They look mad.
But Josh has never played them, so we don't know. This is my argument. You haven't. Tell me which one. Tell me which heist you've done. Exactly. Say no more.
The first few batches of
the deadest ones. The deadest ones. The more you do, the more detailed, the harder they are. The more different things you've got to do to actually do them.
Still, then you do a heist, you still get like a tenth of the money you need to then unlock the new content.
Nah, but you don't anymore. This is what I'm saying. The more you do, the more you earn.
Yeah, but it's still improportionate.
How do you know? How much do you get from the last heist then? How much money do you get from the last heist?
How much money do you need to do that heist?
I don't know, because I haven't done it.
Because obviously, you need the enterprise, you need the business, you need this, you need that.
Which heist? Which heist was
KO Perico.
Hold on.
Actually, I think it's been patched now because it was paying out too much.
The KO Perico heist.
Yeah, the first time you did it.
£25,000 to set it up, apparently.
Yeah, but you need other stuff to do that beforehand. You can't just walk in and do it.
You need to do all the other ones before.
Yeah, sometimes you need to do one. Sometimes
the amount of money you're getting out of that is ridiculous.
How much?
Oh, there's potential take on hard if you want to do it on hard. If you manage to rob the Panther suite, the Panther statue, if you get the Panther statue on hard, you get 2 million.
It
costs 25 grand to do.
When you look at some of the car prices.
And I think it only takes 4 hours, something like that.
Yeah, but I
think the most expensive thing on the game is 8 mil.
So if you do it on normal, and you spend 25 grand on normal and you manage to get the top loot, you're getting 2 million on normal for the top loot. At 25 grand,
so
you get 1.9 million.
So that you need to do that 3 more times. You need to do that.
You can't just do the mission once and get everything.
No, but you need to do that. You need to do that 3 times to unlock the 10th most expensive car in the game.
Okay, how many times do you have to hunt the same monster to get the armor?
Not that much if you do.
How many times? Because we done it once. We had to kill that blue thing like at least 6-7 times.
No.
Toby could actually. We killed 6-7 times.
I like
when I play
with Lee. Yeah, but how much coordination and time does it take to do this quest on hard to get the hardest thing, and how much time does it take to kill one?
I don't know. That might be an answer to it. If it takes 10 minutes to kill a monster, but I'm just saying it's the same. You are doing the same thing multiple times.
Yeah, but one takes no effort. One takes not a lot of like planning or coordination, and one you can get done in about 15 minutes.
Which might be true, but what I'm saying is you're slagging off because you have to do it multiple times. I'm just saying your arguments.
Double standards.
If I have to 12 times to do a prompt, that's fine. But if I have to press the fucking Konami code 52
if we downloaded. If I downloaded, no, I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying if we downloaded GTA Online now. Now, bear in mind we haven't played it before. Let's say we haven't played it before.
Well, it'd be
how long will it take us to do these heists?
Fucking ages.
How long till we can start doing them?
Oh, fucking you can start doing them straight away because we've got one person that's a high enough level to.
Yeah, but if we hadn't,
you have to buy a house. You have to buy a house. And once you buy a house,
and then
you've got the room to be able to set up the. It's like the cheapest house is like 500k, I think.
And then how do we get that? So what's
you have to do many little jobs. You have to do the little shitty job races until you get 500k.
No, it's not like that anymore. It's not like that anymore, Josh. It's what I'm saying. You don't understand the game.
I'm gonna find
as soon as you jump on, you'll open your map and you'll have bare little letters. You know how GTA works. A letter is a mission. There's probably like 50 of them. If you did, you'd be on mills already.
No.
You'd be on mills.
If you do the Diamond Casino heist, that's £25,000 set up.
Normal, again,
3.2 million.
What do you need to do that?
I don't know. I'm just saying 3.2 million.
But the heists are only a small part of the game.
Oh, you got to do 3 other missions to do it. You got to do 3 other. You have to do these 3 missions: the big con, aggressive, silent, and sneaky. So you got to do other content to get to it. I don't know if that's good content or bad content. I don't know. I'm not arguing.
I would say heists are a small part of the game. As far as I'm concerned, right now, I've just got my little businesses and I run them. I don't bother with the heists. I'll jump on, I'll restock my warehouses, shut off some of my things, sell some of my guns, jump in my bunker, check what's going on, check out my research shit for my new guns.
So you don't actually play it?
I just run my businesses.
Do a spreadsheet and then you jump off.
I run my businesses. I do a few assassination missions for Dr. Dre. Get an assassination mission.
It's a weird
80k. It's 80k. It's 80k and it takes you half an hour just to hunt some geezer down. Kill off his gang, might repo a car for him, go back. I've got my dough for the day.
You want a car and an assassination?
Go to my nightclub, see what's going on. Normally you go in the nightclub, there's beef, you have to sort someone out in the nightclub. Might hire a new DJ, get the place popping. There's a lot to do, man. There's a lot to do.
None of what you said.
So that's going through.
Repoing car,
and that's before you even invite anyone. Now I've invited my boy. And I've got to sort some of his businesses because his business is failing. So I've got to help him because he can't handle the beef on his own. You know, there's a lot to do, man. There's a lot to do.
His boy. Him saying on podcast live, his boy can't handle beef.
Tekken 7 is the next one.
7. Oh, we got to tread lightly here. Fuck.
Oh shit. Sorry, Dale, already in advance for saying anything incorrectly.
Sorry, Dale. Sorry if I don't say hi. Like fucking
Mate,
Tekken main.
in our top villains, we said Akuma was a good villain, but we didn't say Heihachi was.
He didn't even say anything bad about Heihachi.
We didn't say anything bad about Heihachi. He just wasn't on the list. He didn't come up on the tier list for us to rate him. But the fact we didn't rate him, I got the world's biggest, strongest message ever about it, saying how out of order it was. So it's Tekken 7 against Wii Sport.
Oh, come on now. It's had its time in the sun. It's had its time in the sun.
Wii Sport.
It's done well. It's been the plucky underdog. It's got to its spirit, but now it's time to put it in its place.
Wii Sports is free.
Wii Sports is more fun to play with friends.
Then a Tekken. Then a Pass the Pad King.
Not everyone likes Tekken, man.
Everyone likes Wii Sports, man.
Everyone likes Wii. I've never met anyone that doesn't like Wii Sports ever.
Nah, come on.
Ever. I've never met anyone. Have you ever met anyone? Have you ever met anyone that doesn't like Wii Sports?
I've never met anyone who doesn't like Wii Sports.
Ever. Because it's sick.
Seriously. Arguing that Wii Sports
baseball, man. Baseball
game.
Boxing.
Baseball's like the second worst one.
Because you weren't getting home runs. You weren't getting home runs every time.
After throwing the pad at boxing, it's definitely the worst one.
Let's get this straight.
Golf is carrying this here.
Golf's carrying it.
I like them all.
Nah, the golf's elite.
Let's start this. When we say Wii Sports is good, what we're actually saying is I enjoy the golf part of Wii Sports.
I'm not.
The other stuff is also there.
You lot might be. I'm not. I'm saying I'll hit a home run. I'll go bowling. I'll do all of it. I love it.
No,
I would rather play Wii Sports Golf
than all the times me and you've played Tekken with Dad and stuff.
I played golf with Wii Sports with Dad more than Tekken.
Not better, not fun. Not across years. It might not have been Tekken.
I probably have. We played Wii Sports loads.
Not more than you played Tekken across its iterations and Mortal Kombat.
Probably.
You can get the whole family involved with Wii Sports as well. It's very wholesome.
Honestly,
very wholesome.
Yeah. No.
I reckon Melee could play. If I had Wii Sports now, Melee would play it. She'd really like it.
Tekken is an institution.
And you still would?
It built PlayStation.
Oh, should have kept
that's
the Wii,
nice of it.
The Wii U
it literally built PlayStation, like helped build PlayStation and helped make the PS 1 and 2 successful. Like,
okay, then fair enough. That's
I
a
respect
good point.
it for that.
That's a good point. Now I'm going to counter it to you. Wii Sports helped sell
the
Wii, and Wii Sports helps out the Wii, and the Wii is the second highest selling console of all time. No, third, isn't it? Is it third? Is it third?
Nintendo DS.
It came with the Wii and people loved it.
Yeah, but it came with the Wii.
People loved it.
People liked it because it was decent.
People were buying it for that, though, Josh. They were. People were buying Wiis. People were buying Wiis with Wii Sports and nothing else. That's a fact. No, it did. But
didn't.
It did. Well, okay then. That helps my argument. Thank you. If it had nothing else, if it was the third highest console selling of all time, it had nothing else other than Wii Sports. What does that tell you?
It was the first console ever to have fully integrated motion controls. It doesn't matter what it came with. It was selling. That's its selling point. It was the first one. If they put Wii Sports on the Wii U, Wii U is still not selling.
It's true, Josh, but did everyone love it?
Yeah.
Everyone loved it. Everyone loved it.
It's Tekken.
What's better to play with friends?
I think if you ask the world if they love Wii Sports or Tekken more, 80% of people would say Wii Sports.
I think you're underestimating how much people like Tekken. It's still played in Evo.
You're doing that thing again. You're doing that thing again where you're overestimating the small percentage of gamers.
Tekken?
You're not.
Tekken has been maintained Evo.
Tekken is going to a very dedicated version portion of gamers, but Wii Sports is smashing past that into way more mainstream.
Everyone.
It's way more popular.
Wii Sports now.
No, that's true. That's true. That's an argument for
it. Maybe there's like 5 nursing homes where they've still got their Wii and they're still doing it.
No, mate,
that's it.
I'm not arguing there. Not arguing there. That's a good point.
Have you seen the new one come out?
Okay, here we go. Yeah, no, you can't ask about the new one. This is specifically Tekken 7.
Have you seen the new one that comes out? Have you seen how good it fucking look?
Tekken 7 Give me a Metacritic score.
Have you not seen it? The visually, the
It
fidelity.
visually looks beautiful. It does.
Come on,
But
give me a
I'll never buy
Metacritic
it.
score for Tekken 7.
I don't know. What am I looking? What am I giving you? Sorry, I'm in a Tekken haze. I've got the
Metacritic score out of 100. What's the Metacritic score for Tekken 7?
75.
Sim?
I have no idea. I've never
My
played
heart
it.
said like 83. But my
I'll
brain-
disagree with Josh and say 75. It sounds reasonable.
And Wii Sports?
100. Nah, not 89. 89.
64.
One's 82 and one's 76.
Oh,
Ooh.
if it's Tekken's the 76, I don't want Tekken to be the 76, but if it is, I fucking pinged it. What is it? Come on.
Tekken's 82.
Oh.
I think it's 74.
But that would be voted for by the fighting game community, wouldn't it? And Wii Sports would be the world.
Everyone. so the
Yeah,
majority.
but if you've never played Tekken, you're not going to vote it, are you? Does it say how many votes, Dan?
Give me a second. I
Don't
wasn't
forget
expecting to go to this much detail.
Don't forget,
Nah, because
fighting game
it's
community
key.
is small. So people-
818 ratings on Tekken.
818.
Yeah,
How much on
Tekken.
Wii Sports?
Give me a second.
Is it public or just critic?
Oh, only 512.
Is it public or critic?
So less people are playing it,
Metascore?
and they're still saying it's worse.
Both.
So less people.
No, I
are
don't
playing
think less. I don't think less people are playing it. It's
Okay.
less.
So less people have reviewed it, and even those less people have said it's worse. We've had more on Tekken, and Tekken's still higher. Tekken has had
Wii
since
Sports is a free game, though, isn't it? Like,
Wii Sports has come out. Tekken's had what,
vote.
3 iterations and a
Let's
new
vote.
one coming in.
Simeon, what are you voting?
Wii Sports.
Josh?
Tekken, or it's the clear answer of Tekken.
It's Tekken. I'm only winding him up.
Oh,
It's got to be Tekken. Tekken's one of the best fighting games. It's not the best, but it's definitely one of the
Tekken, it's a
best.
close Tekken.
Oh, I really enjoy Tekken.
And then it's fighting anyone else in real life, and then it's Street Fighter.
But as someone that doesn't like fighting games, I can never get on board with it. And furthermore, I don't know many people that do like fighting games, which in my head means fighting games are a very, what's the word?
Niche, because they have some of the biggest like fighting game tournaments and stuff like that. Like they're not, I won't say niche, but they are. It's got a very,
I think they are niche.
it's got a barrier to entry because people are scared of fighting games.
I would say it's one of the most lowest
Nah.
played categories of games compared to all the others.
Probably.
I don't. Nah, I think fighting games. Are
Okay.
like, I reckon.
We have Call of Duty Black Ops 1.
Yes,
Which is
sir.
many people's favourites Call of Duty. Not
My
mine,
favourite.
but it's
It's up
I
there.
said
It's up there.
Go. Oh, I said that was a go.
against Apex Legends.
Black Ops 1.
He just goes straight off with the vote, doesn't he, Tim? He doesn't talk
I just-
about
I
it.
just-
Nah, he says it first and then he talks about it.
I'm just got instinct. Black Ops 1.
It's a good way to like break tiebreakers.
This is hard. This is
I
hard for me.
don't want to say mine. I want to be the
I don't-
person.
I don't want to be caught the new, and I feel like if Apex, it's hard to compare something so
Yeah,
fresh.
just
in
'cause
your
it's
mind, something
newer.
so old.
Yeah, newer.
It's got an unfair advantage because
It is newer. Wait,
It's
wait, newer?
newer, but Apex is older than you think.
Yeah, but it's like
It's not
10
sort of Black Ops
years.
1.
Oh, no, it's not old as Black Ops 1, but it's not like it came out like this year. Like Apex.
When did
is
it
old.
come out?
Black Ops
2019.
1.
It's 10 years
Nah.
older. It's 10 years older.
Yeah, but I'm still saying like call it new. Apex Legends no longer gets referred to as like new.
In comparison, though.
In comparison, yes.
No, but it's
like,
still being played. That's what I'm saying.
2019.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's 10 years. 10 years.
10 years. But it's still being played and still being updated, so it's still new to me. Like the last time I picked up a pad to play Black Ops 1 it was 10 years ago, probably.
And you know,
So that's what's making me I don't want that to be an influence. What's the better game?
that's for you to just
Relative to its time. I think
Now,
that's
I think
key.
Black Ops is the better game, but this is the multiplayer. What's the better multiplayer?
I'm still going Black Ops. At that
Black
point
Ops
in
has got
time.
very strong maps. At that point in time,
Very
it
strong
was
maps.
very strong maps. Very good
Very-
gunplay.
Very good guns. Very good guns for its time.
But Apex Legends is class.
It is class, but at its time, when Black Ops come out, way life
Are you on
changing.
Apex team, Josh?
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Okay, can I have both of your elevator pitch without anyone butting in? Can I have?
I want to be the one on the fence. Fuck you.
No, I'm on the fence on this one. You can't just be on the fence because you want to be on the fence. You have to genuinely be on the fence.
I was flirting him, but as I've been thinking, as you've been talking, but like no one's been like thinking. Go on, Sim.
So I'm putting my head back to that where I was in that point of time in 2009, before Black Ops come out, probably 6 months before. I was watching every video that come out about the game, see what it was about. Bro, I was loving Modern Warfare 2, but I was ready for the next one. You know how them CODs come.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, that's nostalgia though. So I need details about the actual game. I'm trying to take nostalgia and feelings out of it. I'm trying to rate the game. Because popping off on a last minute Apex is unreal, but then I don't know.
It is, but it's battle royale. It depends what you like, and it's hard to.
It's
hard for me to argue for.
See, when the big battle royale. See, when I used to play with you more, when we weren't so busy all the time, the battle royale scene properly kicked off. But me and you never really dived in that deep. We liked it and we played it, but we never loved it. Or we'd play them for like 2 or 3 and then jump on something else. We'd never play them.
Because we were so into small competitive arena games.
Yeah, but now, I feel like now I'm more into battle royales than I've ever been, and I do enjoy them.
What's the best battle royale, then? In your opinion, quick, best battle royale?
I think it's joint between Apex and Fortnite.
What's the best Call of Duty?
Black Ops 2.
Okay, so it's
and
the
then Black
best.
Ops 1.
So it's the best.
I think we're comparing Call of Duty,
not the best Call of Duty.
Battle royales, essentially.
Yeah, but people would argue that Call of Duty is not even the best in its like genre of games.
In terms of what, best arcade shooter?
Yeah.
There ain't many better than that. What's beating it?
Or best arcade shooter, best military sim, whatever you want to try. Some people will say Halo. Some people will say Halo and stuff like that.
Yeah, some people will. None of them sausages live in here.
I don't think many would put Halo above Call of Duty as a franchise.
Halo 3.
Yeah, if you go to complete
Halo 3 times the same as Black Ops 1. Is Halo 3 the same time as Black Ops 1? I reckon you'd have had arguments then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not a sausage.
2007.
Call of Duty isn't like the most popular game franchise for no reason. Like, there's a big reason for that.
I believe that as well, and I think Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 is its peak of its powers. The multiplayer was great. I wish this was Black Ops 2. It'd be an easier choice for me.
Not better than Apex's multiplayer.
I think
gunplay is better, movements better, characters are better. It's more thought out. It's got more.
Are you arguing against COD in general?
No, Black Ops.
Just Black Ops. Is there any COD you put above Apex?
Probably would put Advanced Warfare, maybe Modern Warfare, the new one, maybe Black Ops 2. I don't know. No, probably not Black Ops 2 actually.
Is the difference between Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 that substantial?
I'm going Black Ops 1 I'm going Black Ops 1 purely for, I like Apex, but it's a game that frustrates me in terms of like, yeah, it's good and it's got all this, but one thing that really needs to be taken into consideration in a multiplayer game, especially when it's like shooting and stuff, is the maps. And Apex maps suck dick, apart from one of them. And yes, that's a very fine hair to split it by, but I'm on the fence. I'm looking for fine hairs. I'm voting Black Ops. Official vote Black Ops. Anyone else?
Yeah, Black Ops.
No.
I feel like I'm always going against Josh, and that's not normal. I don't want that.
It is what it is.
It's because you use logic, Dan.
I know your opinion.
Yeah, but I'm not doing it on purpose, I promise.
You don't just use personal preference.
Oh no, how dare I use personal preference to invoke my own personal opinion? Bastard! Bastard of me!
Fair, we set no.
Oh my god! Are we not just doing it completely by score? Are we not fucking IMBD? Shit!
I just thought we were... it depends what we're going by.
I use both.
This is going to be one that winds wash up as well.
Nah,
Go on.
Not.
PUBG.
Okay.
Versus...
I'm tilted already.
Oh, well done. It's the problem is we're doing the spinny wheel. Is it keeps giving me the same spinnies.
I thought it would.
Did it with me on fucking when we picked characters. It was like 12. I was like, no, we've done that one. Fucking just get another one. RN Jesus was not on my team.
It's PUBG versus Rainbow Six Siege.
This is obvious, is it not? Is this not obvious? Is this not obvious?
It's not, because I'm going against you, Josh, here.
Is the greatest comeback of a video game not deserving?
Is that a factor? How bad it was released and how better it got?
That is 100% a factor. This is the greatest comeback.
So it gets bonus points for having a bad release. Weird.
It doesn't get points. It doesn't get points for how it released. It got points for how it clawed itself back.
I don't think that should be taken into consideration.
No, 100%. This is the greatest comeback of gaming history.
Yeah, but it only had a comeback that had a bad release.
It doesn't matter. What this game went from to what it is now is, like, by and large, the best story of video games.
I find it a weird metric to score on. You can score on that if you want.
Well, I'm saying I think Fortnite might win this whole competition. Fortnite wouldn't exist without PUBG.
Nah. PUBG isn't even. I'll say this last time. I'll say this again. PUBG ain't even like top 3, top 5 battle royales.
First one.
It doesn't matter if the first one.
None would exist without it.
It doesn't matter if
they only
you're the
exist
first one.
because PUBG was so good and they wanted to replicate it.
It doesn't matter if you're the first one. If everyone that comes after just completely blows you out of the water. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're the first.
But they didn't blow anyone. No one blew it out of the water until like 4 years after its release.
But then the gulf between PUBG and all the rest now, the heavy hitters now, is massive.
Yeah, because it's an old game compared.
But games it had the ability to carry on growing and changing and evolving. It could have kept up, but it didn't because of its fundamental setbacks and its flaws in that game.
That is an aspect to why it wouldn't win it for me. But its influential is too great for me to.
Siege had its downfalls and it was shit on launch, but the fundamentals there were so good that it was still able to be clawed back into the contention of gamers' minds. PUBG, when nothing was competing with it, exploded onto the scene because nothing else was competing with it. You couldn't get that experience anywhere else. The second you could get...
That's a positive.
But it is. But the second you could go somewhere else and there was market like saturation, everyone, it was gone. So, how is a game up here? How is a game up here that the second other options became available, they were the better thing?
It's not true.
It is.
It's not.
So, what I will say,
Apex came and shit on it. Fortnite came and shit.
You say shit on it. So,
but
in August 2022, it set a concurrent player rate Apex of 511,000. Before that, it peaked at 400,000. So, and currently, right now, it's saying the average, they've put 511,000. Now, I'm not going to go into when that was set. It was 2022, 511,000. Now, 511,000 is more than PUBG right now, okay? But
yeah, but you got
let me finish. Let me finish. So, PUBG right now is 395,000. So Apex is more.
But
511 is the peak of Apex.
Yeah.
The peak concurrent for PUBG was 3 billion. It broke all records.
Crazy.
When it came out, when there was nothing else like it. When there was no saturation. Yeah, but
you got to take the games in its prime.
No, we're on about now.
No, we're not.
No,
we're about PUBG and Wii Sports.
We can still play PUBG now.
We're on about in its prime.
Yeah, you can still play Black Ops 1 now. We're not talking about it.
No,
now.
you can't. Not really.
You can't.
Yes,
you can.
You can.
You can. Go and get an online game. Go and try.
I bet you will.
I bet you won't.
You would.
And I bet you it's hacked. But even so, like I'm saying, yes, it was good that it got that. Yes, it was good that it took Minecraft fucking Bed Wars and made it into a fucking an accessible battle royale. Fair enough, it took that idea and it ran with it.
Listen, what I'm going to say is, I don't want us to put any metric that we point it to because it's more fun when we argue it. We never said it from the start, so it's unfair. But the one thing I'm setting as a rule, it's whatever game we're talking about is prime. All right, it's the peak.
But
it's got to be. It's got to be.
It's so like.
Because then you're using a different basis to argue against different games.
Yeah, but
then the arguments that we've used for Black Ops don't then apply to this one, which is crazy. We're using
different arguments because we've all got like disillusions of its heyday. No one can dictate when that heyday was.
All I can say for a fact, Josh, you wasn't in the heyday. That's why you can't argue for it. You never can. But for games that you didn't experience, you can't argue for them ever.
PUBG was big. I'm not gonna lie, PUBG was massive. Obviously, we know that. I know that. I'll never argue that. But nothing else was like PUBG.
2018 was when it got its its record.
That's why it pips it for me, because nothing else was like it. Was the first one.
The second you got alternatives.
But you're arguing Apex versus PUBG, and that's not the thing. It's PUBG versus Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
Popularity is only one aspect of it. It's also gameplay, how you feel when it goes on, when it things.
So gameplay depth, Rainbow Six wins. Skill ceiling, Rainbow Six wins. Progression, Rainbow Six wins. What else is there? Maps, Rainbow Six wins. If you want to,
I don't get what you say. I don't get what you mean about progression.
Like, what can I unlock this, and how does this change and stuff like that?
I'm ranked play. I'll give you that.
What rank play?
The rank play on
progression in ranked, yeah. But in terms of like progression, you don't actually progress and unlock anything, do you? Because it's all just people in it.
Operators, yeah, operators. That is fundamentally changed. You don't unlock anything. The only thing you can unlock in PUBG is purely cosmetics. There is something to work for and unlock in Rainbow Six characters.
And we're arguing against battle royales now, which I'll agree with, because the nature of battles is just drop in, try and survive and go again, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's still there's no character, like there's nothing to play for.
Yeah, this is why it's very. I would agree with all those points. That's why it's very close. But the influentialness,
the game's influence when it came out is not enough to overcome that many.
For me, that's a big point.
Just to quickly go back, current players right now on these charts. PUBG has more people on, but that could be because there's a competition.
It's always going to be. Yeah, that's what I say. You do have to consider, because Asian markets, whilst they're massive and influential, but they also go by completely different rules.
Yeah.
Is
that not a factor though?
I would almost say no, because it is literally the rules and legislation of around Asia and games that they can play and stuff like that, and their whole mentality.
What, then that's play Rainbow?
So some maps had to be changed.
Hold on. I don't know what's been played now on Rainbow. I don't know if it will show me.
Some maps had to be completely rechanged for Asia's release.
I'm on Steam charts. Does that just go off what people? Yeah, that just goes on people playing through Steam. So that won't show me the Rainbow Six numbers. So.
No, but yeah. So for example, Asian
Apex really, because Apex goes through.
Asian games can't have schools or logos like that. You can't have schools, can't have skeletons, blood, anything like that. So they have to do loads of changes to their maps.
So it's voting time.
Yes, it was big, but does a game's influence, especially when its influence died off as much as it has, and it is no longer the big
influence
hit?
4 years.
No,
how has its influence died off? Battle Royale is still one of the most popular games in the world.
But not thanks to PUBG.
It is thanks to PUBG.
It is.
It wouldn't exist without it.
No, it started thanks to PUBG, but it has been continued.
So therefore, its influence has continued.
No, because it started it, yeah. But then from that first year it started it, the torch has then been carried by Fortnite and Apex. No one says
so many years later.
But it's still PUBG that influenced it.
PUBG cannot take. It can take we inspired Fortnite, but Fortnite's success and the whole Battle Royale genre from that point on, that's all Fortnite. That's all Fortnite and a bit of Apex. That's not PUBG. They might have got Fortnite started.
Without PUBG.
But
still influence.
Yeah, but not to the point I think it is. It had that big shot, and then everything. Then it's been forgotten since then.
That's like you making it big on this podcast and not rating your dad. You wouldn't be here without your dad, bro. You might not have any influence in this podcast, but you wouldn't be here.
Why the fuck is Pong not here then? The first of all multiplayer games. Why the fuck is Pong? Why have we not had this discussion?
It probably should.
Pong not just won.
I ain't never heard of it. I ain't ever heard of it.
You can always trace back.
It's a good point.
Without Pong,
it's only a factor in it.
Without Pong, it is a factor, and that factor should not be enough to outweigh how much better Rainbow Six does in entire game systems and entire things better than PUBG.
Okay, so Rainbow Six,
PUBG.
It's Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six for me all day.
They were close though. They were very close.
They were close in terms, and the influence thing makes it huge. But in terms of, I'm just going on actual gameplay, and I know you never really got to fully experience the absolute chaos of a 6-on-6 big battle on Overwatch that we used to say where nothing else sings like it. Rainbow Six gets to that level sometimes. It's just when it's all singing and it's all on, how the competitive scene is so fun to watch. I love some games, but I can't really watch them on. I can't watch them live. I can watch Rainbow live.
I bought a PC for PUBG.
Very tense. Yeah. That, and I get it.
Rainbow still has full-on esports competitions.
I just think Rainbow, everything it does so well. Yes,
there's not many alternatives to Rainbow, is there?
No, so Rainbow took, obviously, Rainbow took like a very CS:GO-y formula, but then they just ran with it in their own direction, and there's nothing that's
even the new COD's trying it with that VIP extraction thing.
And
is that similar?
Do you know what I like about Rainbow as well? Is it, apart from the stupid shit that they're bringing out now with the quarantine, but they knew what was good and they stuck to it, and they just ran with it. And I think the maps are good. I think the maps are good. I think the gameplay's good. The shooting's excellent. I think everything about it. I don't really like the shooting on PUBG.
PUBG shooting god awful.
But I do like a PUBG. I would never play it over Rainbow Six, and then because of that, I can't put it through.
I won't play it over nearly every single.
Well, I can understand why PUBG was close.
I would play Rumble versus all day over a fucking.
That was so funny then, because I was like, I knew I was picking Rainbow. Then I was just letting you guys just...
At the time, though.
Did you play PUBG or Rumbleverse right now, Dan? You could only play one battle royale for the rest of your life. It was PUBG or Rumbleverse.
I don't think that's a fair argument.
For the rest of my life, PUBG.
Oh,
no way I'd play Rumbleverse the rest of my life. It's very gimmicky.
Slightly.
PUBG is better than you give it credit for.
No.
Bro, at the time when it was only PUBG, it was unreal, man. You just weren't there. You weren't there.
Yeah, but I weren't there. But then, as soon as other options come available, every one of those options.
You only come on the scene when the other options were there. When it wasn't there, you would have been voting.
Oh yeah, PUBG was good when I had no other choice but to play it. Yeah.
We've got a heavy hitter.
How was that a good thing?
Fortnite.
Okay, that's an easy one.
Let's see who we go. Well, you don't know where it's going.
This is just like one or two things that makes this a hard one.
Come on.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
We've already got. Everyone's nervous. Feel the dead air. Feel the dead air.
I'm not nervous
ready to say Fortnite.
Oh, we've just had this one, but Fortnite almost come against PUBG, and I think that would have just caused explosions. I think my PC
wouldn't have.
I think that would have been easier than the one we just had. We all would have just gone Fortnite. Yeah, it's Fortnite. It's Overwatch. It's Overwatch.
It is Overwatch.
This is genuinely. Hang on. This is. I have to think about this because I was always prepared for a different battle for Overwatch, so I haven't thought about this.
Fair enough, but think about it seriously. Don't, and I mean it. Yeah.
I would never.
Don't just pick Fortnite because you want Overwatch out against your League of Legends.
I want that argument.
I'm going Overwatch. There's not many things I would have put above Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite, but I recognise it's one of the greatest. But I'm definitely going Overwatch.
Fortnite, even if you are right, the best Fortnite comes down to is final circle, you versus a few people, and it's clutch as fuck and it's great. I get they get all the tie-ins that make it fun to play, but in terms of like the actual gameplay, the best it comes to is a final circle battle, and that's not even 50%
necessarily
anywhere near the feeling you're getting in a 6-on-6 Overwatch battle.
I think that's not true, because I think we've had battles against teams that have been better than the final circle battles. It's the individual battles. I will say you're not always guaranteed to get one of these cool battles, but when you have them in Fortnite against another team and it's like constant pushing, the storms coming, I still think that's the best of Fortnite.
I think if you have a really good battle, let's say it's 70 people left and you're in the fields on your own, you have a really good battle. Yes, it's really good, but I still don't think you get that exhilarating factor.
How many times have we died to a squad and gone, I don't even care because that was good. That was a great battle. That was a deserving battle. That is a win when it comes to Fortnite, because wins are hard to get because of the sweats and stuff like that. You sometimes take a glorious 25-minute battle with the squad. That's a win.
25-minute battle, that happens.
Oh yeah,
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
You're like running away from the storm from like day dot, and they're fucking chasing you. You know what I mean? Like that is a win in itself. You can take that.
Yeah, but compare that to an Overwatch game where, let's say, you're on the board of a rank and
I just want to bring
You're in a team.
We had a lot of talk about influence last go.
Mm.
And we said influence was enough to nearly beat Rainbow Six doing stuff better.
Yeah. It
Now,
was.
if
It wasn't,
you
in my opinion.
compare... No, but... Yeah.
It wasn't.
Now,
It's
if you
a very good fact. Carry on.
No game in its entire history of video games has ever or probably ever will be as influential as Fortnite. Ever.
Disagree.
No game has ever been more influential than Fortnite.
What do you mean? Is it influential?
Fortnite broke the world in every single conceivable way you can.
Never broke the world as much as what Pokemon did. It's the same level. Level.
Okay.
When Pokemon games come out,
Same level.
You still can't move for fucking Pokemon. You brought my son one for his birthday.
Okay. So you're telling me it's on par and close to the most successful entertainment property in history, in human history.
Of course it is. It's up there. And that's one of its big points. But that's the reason why you're thinking about it against Overwatch. But for gameplay, it's not on the same level as Overwatch.
So Fortnite,
there ain't many games that are on the level of Overwatch for gameplay, in my opinion. That's why it's so strong. Has better what?
Support, has more content, has different game modes, has better.
Has more content's a weird one.
It does. When you look at the limited game, you look at the limited time game modes, the World Cups you can play, the custom maps, the shop.
It has more things, but like the motivation of Overwatch, that it actually makes you want to get better a lot. Whereas I think Fortnite doesn't do that as much.
Because people compete in the weekend cups every time.
Yeah, people can compete. That's fine. But I'm saying the actual you jump in Overwatch now, getting your rank and wanting to.
A lot of its content comes from custom as well.
Still.
And it's good that it's got it.
It's got more content. It's got that. And I'm not even going to talk about fucking monetization on Overwatch 2. Don't even get me started on that.
This isn't Overwatch 2, so Overwatch.
Yeah, but
this is not Overwatch 2.
Okay, Overwatch 1 still has one. Overwatch 1 still has a monetized system that literally got the whole entire game industry under scrutiny of legal action.
I have it on record that you love loot boxes. So you
I do. But it is a negative. If you are having legislation crafted around you because you are the sole one of the biggest contributors, then yes, that's a downside.
I don't get that though, yeah, because I get that it's bad, but really, like, I've got almost every skin I've ever wanted on Overwatch. Never put a penny in it.
Whereas for Fortnite, you definitely have to pay, don't you?
Well, it's a lot
to get the ones I've got.
Fortnite's better.
I do get that loot boxes are bad, and I get that, but it's not like you weren't getting loot boxes regularly on. Like I said, I've got every skin I've ever wanted on Overwatch. Ever?
Yeah, but it's if you want a specific skin, that's the problem. That's where
you can buy it with coins.
I've got every skin I've ever wanted on Overwatch 1. Every one I've ever wanted. Yeah, I pay. Yeah, because I chose. I paid for it. But you can't do that on Fortnite.
You just buy the skin if it comes out.
You can't. You can't
with money. That's an argument against you saying shark cards are bad.
So what it is, this is why I like it. So Fortnite has the method of you want it, you see it, you buy it. Overwatch has the loot box. You might get lucky if you play enough time. You probably will get anything. And then Overwatch 2 did the worst of everything.
Yeah, but this is an Overwatch 2.
Yeah, but have you also seen? I just want to bring up. Have you seen Overwatch 2? It is. If you want to get coins for Overwatch 2, you are better off playing World of Warcraft than you are Overwatch 2. Yeah, that's how bad that is.
Blizzard is shit now, but like at the end of the day,
how are you getting better coins playing a different game than your game?
Yeah, that's dumb. Obviously, it's dumb, but this is Overwatch 1. Fortnite is the only game that's going to come close in terms of like, and popularity is. See, I am on the level of being good in one bit shouldn't override everything else. But sometimes some people are so good in one element. Like last week, we said, Sim, on the Iconic People last week, that we had 5 categories you had to be good in. If you was S tier in all 5 of those, you were God. Okay? That's what we said. We found only 2 characters to be S tier. For want of spoilers, one was Kratos and one was Tomb Raider, because she was all popular,
sexy,
good. But you know what I mean? So that's fine. And we stuck to that in the end because Josh wouldn't let me. But I said one of the 5 things was iconic. I was arguing that Mario is so iconic that yes, he might only. He's so iconic that he's so past S tier on iconic levels that I still would have put him in God tier anyway.
100%.
But
that's an argument. That's an
everyone
argument
in the world knows who Mario.
You are now. That's an argument for Fortnite being better than.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but I will think it's that game.
But over Fortnite has better in the other categories than Mario did. If Mario was so S tier in popularity, but personality and like all the rest was like CD, Fortnite is popularity is S.
Personality.
He hasn't.
He's got a personality. What I'm saying is,
so let's say Mario is S C B B. Fortnite is S A A.
I don't know.
It is in terms of content, gameplay, stuff like that.
I wouldn't say it's SAA, but it's defo SA something.
I'm saying.
I would say Overwatch
is
A.
But that big of an S.
I think it's an S. I think it's an S.
Actually, no, it's an S. Gameplay is an S. Gameplay is an S.
Not
and tactics, it's an S. Fun. You got to have a fun factor in there. Overwatch is the most fun game to play.
And
no, not
Josh. How many hours have you put in both? Because I know you would have put a lot in both, but which one pips it? It's probably Overwatch, and it's got to be.
It's Overwatch purely because we played more of Overwatch than PlayStation.
I've got more Fortnite hours.
Got to be a factor.
I think I've got more Fortnite hours than you.
No,
I've got nearly 4 days in Overwatch.
Maybe.
Fortnite. I've played a lot with Dash.
Yeah, it's not far. That's why.
I love Fortnite. Fortnite would probably wipe most people, but for me, and it's not just for my bias. I just think Overwatch is a better multiplayer game.
That is your bias, though.
Yeah,
and that's fine. And that is completely fine because again, we are personal. But I think it is the most influential game of all time. It's one of the biggest. It's
one of the biggest all influential. It's not the most influential. What's it influencing?
What do you mean? What's it influencing, bro? It's fucking everywhere.
Not as much
anymore.
Popular.
Bro,
No. It's one of the most popular games of all time. That's correct. It's one of the most popular of all time, and it's everywhere in pop culture. But it's not influencing. You're getting the influencing word wrong because influencing.
Whatever Fortnite does, people do.
No, not always. Not always.
You know, this whole
Fortnite absolutely sucked off Apex's ping system, so it's not always Fortnite who's revolutionising it.
One bit. So that
was one example.
The whole battle royale segment is now battle royale, which is the most prevalent, biggest thing in game right now.
That is solely because of that, because of how popular it is. No, it's not because of Fortnite. The influence tracks back to bloody PUBG.
No,
that's the influence.
No. PUBG built it here and Fortnite built it through the roof. Fortnite.
There's two sections of influencing. There's influencing other games and influencing the public.
And Fortnite did the most.
I would say influencing other games is more important than the public.
No. Yeah. It's not influencing other games.
The way it influences the public is just by its collaborations and stuff like that.
No one else is doing crossovers and stuff like this and limited time modes, and now all of a sudden, boom. That's all it is.
Does that make it a great multiplayer game?
No one's doing battle passes. Fortnite put battle passes. Battle passes are everywhere. Yes, it took a few things.
What's more important? That sort of stuff or the gameplay?
There's no way.
First ever battle pass introduced was Dota 2.
Yeah, but then it was popular.
So it's not Fortnite. So it's not Fortnite. No, don't say it popularised through Fortnite because Dota's more popular than Fortnite.
No, it's not.
Or it's as popular. It's the most watched Twitch thing ever. We found that last time.
Fortnite is entirely...
That's why Sim tried to vote Dota, because it's the most watched Twitch. So it's on the same levels of popularity, and that had the first battle pass.
Fortnite is the most influential in terms of both pop culture and in... So pop culture is the most influential game of all time. Easy.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Definitely not.
Pokemon is as comparable.
But even if it's as comparable, Pokemon is the...
But you've just said most.
Okay. Because I believe it is. Because of the age of the internet. It is.
I would also say Mario as much.
Fortnite has had a bigger... purely because, again, of time of popularity in the internet and stuff. Pokemon didn't have that back in its day, so it had that advantage.
And it still was as big as Fortnite. Imagine Pokemon coming out for the first time when the internet was out there.
Even if Fortnite is on the same level as Pokemon, Pokemon is the most successful entertainment property of all time. So even if he's on that same level, that makes that
Is that more important than gameplay, though?
So rewind the condescending voice that you're using. The reason why I'm saying it's Pokemon is you've just said Fortnite was the most influential. And then when I said Pokemon, you said, fine, yeah, Pokemon's the most entertainment of all time. So if that means Fortnite isn't...
No, I believe it is. But if you want to say it's Pokemon, even if I agree and we'll take your aspect and your view on it, even if it is Pokemon and the same level as Pokemon is still the most largest entertainment property of all time. So even if it's on that level, it's not a bad level to be on. It still shits on Overwatch's level.
But that's just one factor.
That's the aspect that's getting it in the conversation. Every other one, gameplay, everything else, Overwatch kills it in.
No, it doesn't kill it. Not at all.
Yes, it does.
I would say it does.
No, it doesn't.
It's way better to play, way more fun, way more strategic.
I don't know why we're having this argument because it no matter what I say, because you will put Overwatch ahead of everything. There is not a game on here you wouldn't put Overwatch.
Okay, tell me what it's better at then. Tell me what it's better at, Josh, apart from amount of content or influence.
So it has you can't just ignore them. So obviously it has.
No, you can't ignore them, but they're two aspects, and it
has more content, has more things to do in it.
That's subjective. It's subjective.
It's not really.
It is. It is.
No, it's not. So Overwatch had three game modes, which have, and then the few added on, limited time modes, all this, the events, the support, everything.
Overwatch has limited time events and events.
But the events on Overwatch are fucking god awful. They're the same. They have 4 of them, and then just exactly recycled.
But the basis of Overwatch is the rank play in it.
Not necessarily, because that's not a lot. That's not how a lot of people.
It also has content created that people just spend hours in, just on that mad. I don't like it. It just passes the time. Not as much as Fortnite. I'm not saying it is as much as Fortnite, but the actual gameplay and the strategy and the actual playing with your friends and multiplayer isn't as good on Fortnite as it is on Overwatch.
I think it is, and I don't even do it. I play more of Overwatch, but you look at the videos and the widespread.
Why did you play more of Overwatch?
Because him.
Nah, not even because most of your hours in Overwatch isn't just because of me. No way, because when you didn't want to play it, I played it with Sim and not you. It's not just me. You've got that many hours on Fortnite on Overwatch because you were loving it too. Don't pretend that your 700 hours on Overwatch is because of me.
Literally not saying I don't like Overwatch. I said at the exact start of this, I do like Overwatch, but when you look at the reach of Fortnite and you look,
Fortnite isn't influencing everything like you say it is in terms of
it's more than Overwatch.
Yeah. But you act like it influences absolutely everything.
It's a bigger game in Overwatch.
It's a bigger game. It's not a better game.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
And do you know what? It's definitely not a bigger, better, and wider game than World of Warcraft. And Overwatch knocked out World of Warcraft, so it's definitely knocking out Fortnite.
Overwatch only World of Warcraft because you refuse to let anything else. This is why I've got social media posts.
I'm just saying there's a big reason why back in the day we would spend 1 hour on Fortnite and then 7 hours on Overwatch every night.
That's because of you.
I get that I've got a bias on Overwatch. I get that I've got a big bias on Overwatch because I've played all these hours. But why am I putting all these hours into this great game? Because it's the greatest.
No, it's your greatest. If we were doing this, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I want this to pick. There's a reason that I have social media posts ready to go, already drawn up, saying Overwatch has been fucking crowned. Because I know there's no point me talking to you and Sim. This is
you don't know that.
You should have bought you, Bridget. You should have bought you, boy.
It's Bridget.
I'm not that biased. I'm not.
You can't say Overwatch is a better multiplayer game than both Fortnite and World of Warcraft and say you're not biased.
I think it is. I genuinely think it is.
You're saying the Hoxall, Dead Space 2 is a better game than fucking Fortnite. That's just bias. I'll argue it and I want it, but that's pure bias. All you're doing is pure bias, and that's fine.
That's a completely different. That's a mad argument, though. Dead Space wouldn't have that gravitas to
I think Fortnite was very. I'm not going to lie. Fortnite was close to beating Overwatch.
It's very close. It's very close.
He was never picking.
It's very close.
Overwatch. Was very close.
It might have.
I expected that to be the final.
You would never.
I know what the final was going to do.
To say that you were close putting
Overwatch League of Legends.
Lie.
I might be wrong, but that's what I would think. But
fucking fable to say that you were thinking about putting Fortnite through. There's not a game on this list. There was not a game you could have conceived of to put on this list that you would ever pick Overwatch from day dot of day one of this.
That's what you think, isn't it?
It's true, isn't it?
No. We'll see if it wins or not. Bloody hell. Relax.
If it was going to be anything, it would have been Fortnite. In reality, it should have been Fortnite.
He's so weird. He goes on like I've not got hours and hours in certain games and stuff. The geezer's weird.
Doesn't matter if you've got hours and hours. There's not a single thing on this list, or you could see that you would pick.
In your opinion,
I know you, Daniel.
Josh, your arguments are weird in the sense where the stuff that you argue for Fortnite, you was countering against like GTA.
Yeah, you don't out your own arguments. It's proper weird. Like, I let the PUBG and the Rainbow Six one go, even though I was voting Rainbow Six. And then Josh's arguments are so weird for PUBG. I was like, should I just?
No, because that's just you've got to take into account.
Oh, boys, this is about to chuck a madness out in a second. I'm not going to lie. This could be chucking a madness out, and it has. CS:GO versus Valorant.
CS:GO. You won't want to talk about influence now, Josh. You'll forget about influence now.
No, we can. I've got no allegiances here, Sim. I've probably paid the same similar amount. I've spent more money.
Surely not.
No
surely
way.
Not. You played loads more Valorant.
No.
We never played ranked on CS:GO, I don't think.
I didn't play ranked, but I did play a lot of it. I played a lot of party games on it. I didn't play it how it's meant to be played, but I guarantee it's not like.
And we were about 10 years late.
Not horrendous. It's not a horrendous gap as much as you think it is. But I've got no affiliation. Here. I could go either way.
So, this is how I see it. I see it as CS:GO is the granddaddy and a massive influence, and that puts it on it. That's why it's in the argument. But for me, every other aspect to a multiplayer game, I prefer Valorant. So
are you taking into consideration of their prime, though?
CS:GO is probably a better game. But Valorant's
probably not as much.
How many years difference?
I've never played
like
it
10
in
years.
prime.
And they're like 10 years ago.
Nah, it's 13 years old, CS:GO.
Crazy.
14 years old.
For its time.
I know.
It's never going to be able to do the things Valorant can do with that time difference. It's like comparing Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 2019.
I get that.
And Valorant wouldn't exist without CS:GO.
I think Valorant's a lot better, but if CS:GO knocked it out, I'd understand it. It's a weird one.
I think probably CS:GO is a probably better game, but I think Valorant's more fun to play.
Which I can understand, especially with the type of games you like. Valorant more appeals to you. But the influence, if we want to talk about influence, Josh, CS:GO massive.
100%.
Massive.
100%.
As far as esports go.
Well, no one could touch CS:GO. No one could touch it. No one even dared try to touch it until Valorant went. That's only because it's got Riot money behind it that they could go even try it. Like CS:GO is like the granddaddy of like tactical shooters. It's no one. People were shook to go against it. How many even tried? Valorant was crazy for trying it. Like, to be fair to them.
And it's a pioneer of esports. That's a big one.
I still waited at CS:GO's tournaments that get more views than Valorant.
Not surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised.
An aspect which is weird. The whole marketplace aspect of CS:GO is crazy.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
I think that's a factor.
It's a bad factor, though.
I think, I don't think that's a great thing. Yeah.
Why?
Because I think that takes away gameplay out of the game in terms of like that being so successful is why other games not have a marketplace, but that's why I think. Do you remember back in the day you could buy a game and everything in the game is unlockable through gameplay, and now it's not. Now it's all behind money walls. It's not directly linked to this, but this is also it's a factor on how much money people are spending on.
Not be a culture in which a virtual video game skin's worth like 12 grand.
I'm saying the positive
12 grand's cheap, bro. I reckon there's more than that. I reckon you're looking way more than that.
Don't you think that's mad though? No other game does that.
Oh yeah, I don't get it.
Has done that.
Well, that spawned off like horrendous like black market shits, bro, and like lottery deals for keys and stuff.
That's mad to me.
Yeah, bro.
I think that's a positive. It's mad interesting.
Streamers were like promoting. There was a massive fallout. So a couple of streamers were promoting a CS:GO crate opening website, gambling website, and not like divulging that they were directly linked to it, and were like absolutely like taking money off people, man. Made bank for no reason, just to rip off people. I don't think that's a positive at all.
So
I think it motivated more people to play.
On the marketplace, the most expensive gun you can get is about $26,000 to $30,000. However, somebody has once spent $180,000 on a skin, like outside the marketplace for something. The Dragon Lore is the most expensive thing you can buy.
It's pathetic.
It's mad. It's crazy that people would pay that.
It's crazy.
As a man who has paid for skins in Valorant, that's pathetic.
Yeah, the Dragon Lore looks shit as well.
But the whole
skins in Valorant are way better.
There's not a single skin in
CS:GO. It's newer in it.
There's not a single skin in CS:GO that beats a skin in Valorant. My Aquamarine, my fucking tankfish, where the octopus holds his arms out for the sight, is better than every single skin in CS:GO.
But they are 13 years apart.
Understandably, yeah. But
sort of comparing Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 1019.
The thing is, Sim, it is comparable, but people are still paying that money for skins in CS:GO now.
Why?
I don't know, but people are still spending ludicrous amounts of money on CS:GO now.
The longevity of the game's crazy.
Oh my god! Do you know what? I've got to put this into this section. So, the Karambit case hardened blue gem knife was purchased for £100,000 a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't get it at all. The owner of the knife, Noob Rage, has reportedly received offers for £1.4 million to buy the skin off him, and he turned it down.
Crazy.
He turned it down.
Why would you sell that, Dan?
Fake knife skin.
In about 4 months, that probably goes up to 2 mil.
I think the way a game can have the gravity to do that.
What's going to happen is it's going to go, and then when no one plays CS:GO anymore, it's worthless. You need to see how much his bottle's worth, and considering that's a virtual knife and doesn't mean anything, I think 1.3 mils.
I feel like I want to put Valorant through because I like it more as a game, and I can't. It's probably because I've never played in its prime and whatnot. But if you two put CS:GO, I'm not even angry, and I'm kind of happy because I think it deserves to go through.
Can we put CS:GO through on influence if we didn't put Fortnite through on influence?
It's not just influence, though. I don't think the gameplay difference is that big.
The difference here is. The difference here is, okay, the difference is CS:GO's got the influence and the reputation. Everything else, they're virtually the same game.
With the years difference in mind, because that's big. Don't forget about that.
Same game.
They're virtually the same game.
More polished and has more shit going for it.
Yeah,
for 13 years.
13 years. He is right. Like, whereas Overwatch is just more fun to play and different to Fortnite. That, in my opinion, that's why I put it through. But Valorant at CS:GO.
CS:GO influence isn't as big as Fortnite's.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, it's not
in gaming and
for different things. For different things, esports.
So
it's one of the granddaddies.
So I would say CS:GO had a little bit less in terms of industry wide.
Just does Fortnite have an esport without CS:GO?
Yeah. So because there was esports before CS:GO. There was because there was QuakeCon and stuff like this, and like Quake and Doom, and like there was always esports and like Evo and stuff like that. But anyway,
as far as televised, like not televised, but Twitch,
it would have happened without CS:GO helped it, but it would happen. So in terms of video game industry appeal, Fortnite has more than CS:GO, but it's very close, and you can argue it. In terms of worldwide appeal, it's nowhere near as close.
What?
Yeah,
because
of the kids.
Between Fortnite and CS:GO. Doesn't matter for the kids. It doesn't matter.
It's kids.
Fortnite appeals to a lot
Brazil
of
and stuff like that. They're mad for CS:GO, aren't they?
It does.
They're mad for it.
It does not matter. CS:GO worldwide pop culture references to again second or joint first only to Pokemon.
But think about the 13 years though.
I don't like that.
You've got
thinking. Say second only to Pokemon, bro. But think how many platformers and games are all because of Mario. Mario's like mad influential.
Nowhere near as Fortnite. I don't know.
You know what's crazy? It's like looking at some of these stats. It's who's really winning here, boys. Valve. They're the ones who really win. CS:GO, Dota. Like, imagine owning CS:GO and Dota.
I imagine CS:GO is one of the first ranked players as well.
Exactly
Team Fortress.
Exactly the same as Riot, though, isn't it? League of Legends and Valorant. And they're expanding madly into the video game front.
I don't think Valorant is as popular as CS:GO ever is or ever will be.
But it's got way more time. And doesn't need to be. Just needs to sit there and print money, which it does.
Yeah. I get that.
13 years later.
And I know
League isn't as popular as Dota, though, is it?
I'm going to say, oh, yeah, but 13 years. But look how fucking hard Valorant is. The age of designs, the style, the fucking panache of it all. Like the cinematics.
Yeah, so they basically took CSGO, reskinned it, added different elements, which the elements that appeal to you, which wouldn't have been possible without CSGO.
CSGO didn't influence its flair or anything like that. They put the skeleton on for it, but CSGO has no...
Which is massive.
Yeah, but, you know what's mad? CSGO hit 1 million concurrent players in 2022.
Yeah. So obviously it's built in on the skeleton of CSGO, but CSGO has nothing to do with like how...
When you're looking at the GOAT of all time, I feel bad putting CSGO over Valorant. I really do, even though I prefer Valorant. It's weird. I don't know what to say.
Going on for a while anyway.
I just think, Dan, imagine you compare how Valorant come out.
Yeah.
Put yourself 13 years ago in that position where there's not much going on.
We can't.
This comes out.
I know the maps as well on CSGO, and it's mad.
It's mad.
You can't do that.
Just 2 might be one of the most influential, most played maps of all time.
Not accurately. What are we saying, boys? Obviously, Sims.
I'm going CSGO.
What are you going?
Valorant. I'll leave it to you.
I really didn't want the choice.
For content.
I think it goes against everything else that we're measuring everything for, I suppose. But I suppose the greatest multiplayer of all time. Valorant can't beat CSGO. Maybe in a few years it might do. It can't.
I respect it, Dan. You're using your brain again. I love it.
The last 2, I'm not spinning it. I've just got to figure out what the last 2 are. So, Destiny 2. What's the other one we haven't had?
So many arguments to have.
Destiny 2. What's the other one we haven't had?
I don't know, brother. You're meant to be fit. You're the admin.
Yeah. So,
fuck you now.
Hold on.
Is it another COD?
Modern Warfare 2. We had that.
No, we haven't had that.
It's Modern Warfare 2 and
Destiny
2.
So obviously, as a multiplayer, you're taking every bit of Destiny.
Modern Warfare 2.
It's the easy one, isn't it? Modern Warfare 2.
Not really. But...
Not for Josh, for everyone else in the world.
I don't get why you would. I don't get why you would take a
because
game.
The arguments that you use
for Call of Duty is one of the greatest multiplayer games of all time, and this is peak Call of Duty.
It's not peak Call of Duty.
Well, it's not for me either. It's not for me either. But it's still S tier Call of Duty.
It's widely considered as the peak.
Most people say it's peak.
It's a good online. Like Destiny 2 has a good online. It also has all this other stuff. We're not just talking about multiplayer.
Yeah, we are. It's the greatest multiplayer of all time.
Multiplayer doesn't mean
only
PvP.
Multiplayer element.
Doesn't mean PvP.
Yeah, but you're still playing multiplayer online with other people.
You can do that co-op.
Oh no, it's not just. Yeah, I know you get all that bit as well.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Mate, Destiny is like going to a prostitute and trying to fuck her, but she puts a cock cage on you. That's what Destiny is. She's like, look at all this content. Oh, but we're going to make it really hard for you to fuck me. There you go. And the key's inside this Rubik's Cube. Because that's what Destiny's like.
Fun. And it's not that
That's
fun.
what Destiny's like. It's not. I tried to get on it. How good the shooting is on Destiny 2. It feels so good. Moment-to-moment gameplay is so good. But I still bounce off it because they hide all their good content behind a load of bullshit.
Particularly.
No, they do. I've tried so many times to get into it, and I can't get into it. But I love the shooting and moment of gameplay. So how does that happen then?
But
how does that happen?
I'll not defend it, and like the onboarding issues, and it does have its issues. But to say that it's like what you get from Destiny,
they had to make it free for a reason.
They didn't. Not even.
They did.
Not even.
They did.
Destiny prints money.
It would have died if it weren't free.
That's a ridiculous statement.
Why did it go free then? Why did it go free? Why do you think it went free?
Statement.
Why do you think it went free?
I do think they just changed their business model. They probably made more money now.
Yeah, they
had to. They had to.
I don't know if they had to.
Just to say they had to is an absolute.
I think if it weren't free, it wouldn't be in this conversation.
That's you are talking out your arse there, mate.
No,
Destiny
100%.
2 prints money.
Because it's free and they had to go with that business model.
Destiny 1 printed money.
The bit that gets me, the bit that really makes me struggle
compared to Modern Warfare 2.
I'm just confused as why you take a game with all of these.
Modern Warfare 2 defo made more money than Destiny 2, and it's probably half the price.
It's lifetime. No, it's lifetime.
I bet it did. I bet the copies sold of Modern Warfare 2 outweigh what Destiny's made.
Not when you take it to live service account DLC. Not when you take it to DLC. Base game purchases.
Can I ask a question? Why is the fact that Destiny completely cock cages you to get to any of its good end of content not a problem? But the fact that we can't jump onto GTA and play all their heists without doing left, right, and center, that is a problem.
Because the content that you can do that you get cockhold is still good. Like that's still like high. But
it's
quality.
not. It's very repetitive. It's very repetitive. Every time I've jumped in after. I do have some really good. Every time I jump on, I play it for a good couple of sessions and I really enjoy it. After a few, you're back to grinding. You're back to doing the same thing over and over again.
No,
that's not that good. Now, the problem Modern Warfare 2's got is that obviously when it came out. Now, just imagine this for a second, and I know it's going to be hard to imagine, but imagine if there was no Call of Duties, and then Call of Duty came out as Modern Warfare 2. It's the only one. It came out today. Bro, it wouldn't. Nothing would come close to it. It would be the biggest game ever. The reason why COD is not slapping it out the park with Modern Warfare 2 days is it's out every year and people are bored of it. That's why I'm bored of it because it's the same. But imagine that was the new thing on the block.
No, because then if they nailed it,
was in Modern Warfare 2.
They nailed it so much, then like it wouldn't know because they would have like kept and improved on it, but they didn't. They kept squandering it and they kept remixing it because it didn't.
They did improve.
You're starting to get squandering it, Josh. Like, look how many copies it sells, bro.
Anyway, people are still playing Modern Warfare 2 now.
Yeah,
because it comes out every year.
Because it comes out every year. Every single person was playing Modern Warfare 2 when it came out. Everyone.
One game that does one.
Because you can't.
We're talking about best multiplayer games of all time. One has one very good mode, and one has loads of great modes, and is all supported and has.
If I deleted every game on your thing, which one would you want to play? I'd play Modern Warfare 2 because after 15 hours of Destiny, I'd be bored because it's the same. It's the same bullshit. There's no
games of Modern Warfare 2, and you said that was enough on the beta.
Yeah, because I'm bored of Call of Duties now. But I'd still rather do that grind than play Destiny.
No,
because there are other games to play.
You've got to put yourself in that position when it comes out.
I've got more hours you have Modern Warfare 2.
Of course you have.
Yeah, because I prefer to play that because it's a better multiplayer game as a whole. Now, if you want to say, let's talk about Destiny 2 PvP to Modern Warfare PvP.
But now we're ignoring influence. Is influence not a thing now?
No, it's still a thing. But if we're talking, and Destiny 2 is probably the other than like Fortnite is the most successful live service. But if we're talking just PvPs, then yeah, fair enough. That's an easy win. But we're not. We talk about multiplayer aspect, and Destiny has multiple different avenues.
More, but its worse content isn't better. This is where you're getting confused. It's got more. No, it hasn't. How do you know? You can't play it. You fucking cuckold it all the time.
I have played it. The best content of Destiny 2 is the raids and the high level strokes and the nightfall. That, even if you do get cockholded, as you say, which you don't, but even if you take your word for it and you do get cold, that's still better than not having that content in Modern Warfare.
I wouldn't know. I've never played it. Every time I jump on, I get bored and jumped off because you have to keep repeating it.
But that's still better than not having the content. We're looking at 6 different multiplayer avenues for gameplay compared to
quick question. Why is Destiny not as popular as Call of Duty? Why is there not people who play games, but then there's also people who just play your FIFA and your Destinies?
So they're different genres. One's an MMO light, and one's an arcade shooter. They're completely different genres. One is notorious for hard to get into. Two,
good point. I was just asking the question.
You are comparing a new IP to a legacy.
Nah, but Modern Warfare 2 is what started the legacy.
No,
it didn't have that much legacy when Modern Warfare 2 came out. Modern Warfare was the only thing that come out of it. That started it, but Modern Warfare 2 is the thing that created the phenomenon.
Call of Duty has been an established IP since fucking Call of Duty 2. You fucking...
It hasn't. Not as established as it is now. Popular. Not as established as it is now. It had a very small No way.
Call of Duty has literally been a long-standing franchise since Call of Duty 2.
No, but Modern Warfare 2 is the first.
Not as way it is now.
When
Not as way it is now.
Gameplay was like big.
Call of Duty 3 literally had some of the first online gameplay of all time.
Oh, and how many players did it have?
Fucking loads for the time of when it came out.
How many?
Get me just pull out the stats of people who played on over Xbox LAN party of fucking Call of Duty 3. I've got them on my phone. It's actually my
do you know how specific back then? Do you know how specific it was for people to be playing on LAN or on PC back then?
And people still did on Call of Duty 3. Call of Duty 3 was one of the first originators. This is what I'm saying. You can't say with a straight face Call of Duty began its IP legacy at Modern Warfare 2. That is utter.
It did for the majority of people. It did, yes.
It was the most accessible at that point.
For the juggernaut that it is now, Modern Warfare 2 is what pushed it to the juggernaut it is now.
Call of Duty 4.
Maybe Modern Warfare 1. Modern Warfare 1 started the movement. Modern Warfare 2 smashed out the park.
Cemented it. Yeah, facts. That's
Call
facts.
of Duty 2 was one of the first-person shooter storytelling thing.
It was one of the first. Modern Warfare 2 is a lot more accessible though. Everyone had Xbox Live at that point. COD 4, not everyone did.
Oh my god, this is actually... I can't... This is ludicrous.
Gosh, I know that people were playing Quake and that before, but you have this feeling where main core gamers, they are so niche in the worldwide phenomenon of things. Modern Warfare 4, Call of Duty 4, and started the turn. Modern Warfare 2 turned it from not just gamers that have the game, every motherfucker had the game. That's the difference I'm saying. Yes, there was loads of gamers playing Call of Duty. I'm getting that. But what I'm saying to you is Modern Warfare is the one that took it. It weren't just gamers that had it. Every motherfucker's got it in their front room and everyone's playing it.
But it still doesn't change the fact that it was a long-standing IP from Call of Duty 2 days,
it's true, but
the other thing.
The growth in Modern Warfare 2 was massive. It was probably
you would never be able to get this stat. I would love to be able to pull the stat of how many people play Modern Warfare 2 without playing any other Call of Duty before, because I bet it's fucking huge. It's huge.
Still, that was still just that's another reason why like Destiny is not, because it's a brand new IP. But like I don't get how a game with one like decent multiplayer mode is beating a game with like 4 great or like.
What's one decent multiplayer mode? What are you referring to there?
Call of Duty's multiplayer is just one aspect. It's just the COD online, the online section.
You mean you just mean by that? You mean that one's got PvP and one's got PvE as well as PvP
and PvP and PvE.
That's fine. But
so you're saying the PvE puts it ahead because it's got PvE?
Yeah. From a multiplayer standpoint, yeah.
So in that case, then,
so me and Dan,
it's definitely a positive to it. I'm saying the influentialness of Modern Warfare 2 outweighs.
So is your argument then? So you're saying because it's got PvE and PvP, that should definitely because it's got more modes to play, it's a better multiplayer game. That's what you're saying.
No, so if us three now only had Destiny 2 on our desktop, if we wanted something like Call of Duty, we could go into the PvP arena.
Yeah.
If we didn't, we could go into the Strikes, Gambit, all of these other stuff. Now, if we flip that on its back and we only had Modern Warfare 2, we only have the online content we could play against each other. Yeah,
but it's much better, isn't it? So are you saying that having 2 modes makes it so much better? Like so much better that it should be a massive consideration.
No, and I know what you're trying to do. You're just trying to bait me into saying because you can go back to probably Monster Hunter or GTA or something. That's what you're trying to do. Or
I'm just saying.
I can see it in your eyes. But that is this when we're arguing these 2 points.
Because that didn't matter. That's what I'm saying to you, because that didn't matter, and that's the reason why you won't admit that point, because it didn't matter when all you can do is fight monsters on thingy, but when we told you could do PvP and PvE and everything in GTA, then that was no longer a point. This is why people get frustrated with you, because every different one-on-one is a different argument.
Yes, every argument is a completely different one when you take it.
Yeah, but you use different facts for different things.
Different things require different arguments.
Which is true. Okay. But I think games with big time difference, which I think Destiny 2 and Modern Warfare 2 do have.
Everything requires an argument. Yes, I don't use the same argument for every single argument I have because that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, but you don't even use the same logic. That's the difference.
Different things require different things. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, so in the comparison between Modern Warfare, it's like, do I want to play a decent online and nothing else, or do I want to play a decent online and a great PvE and a great PvE VP?
Okay.
And in that metric, Destiny 2 all day, it's got more stuff to do. It's got different avenues.
But having more content doesn't make it better.
But it has great content in GTA. In Destiny.
It's not Destiny that great. It's not that great. It's not. I played it.
Oh,
you like it, and I played it.
You haven't played.
I haven't played the super stuff that's meant to be really good. To be fair, I haven't played the stuff that's super good because I got cuckolded and weren't allowed to play that bit. I had to do 4 hours of raiding the same mission over and over again.
Dan, have you had a 1v1 on Russ?
You know why Josh likes it?
Dan's played
because he can play the good bits. He can play the good bits because he gets there because he doesn't mind farming. Josh likes farming. He likes Months Out, which is farming. He likes Borderlands because he likes farming. Me, and I get every game is different, but me and anyone else listening, you can have your own opinion. Sim, you can have yours. Me playing the same mission, same thing over and over and over again is fucking boring. That's not content.
You don't need to do that in Destiny, though.
Yes, you do. Why haven't I played a raid and all that then? Why couldn't we do raids?
So you do need the gear, but you're telling me I need to do this strike 15,000 times. That's not true. That's not true.
So what did we have to do then? Why couldn't we do new content when we started playing and we got stuck?
Up.
So how did we do that? Play the same missions we'd already done.
That.
Well, what else could we have done? Oh, yeah, that's right. We could have done the daily thing, so I have to wait till tomorrow for the daily thing. I forgot it's a mobile fucking game now where you have to time out or change the time on your computer.
So you could have done any of the strike playlist. You could have done any of the Crucible.
We did that.
Daily quest, bounties. You could have gone and done on-world public events. You could have done this. You could have done that.
I would have rather 1v1 someone on Rust.
I'm putting Modern Warfare 2 through.
15 different avenues you can do. You can just choose one and grind that non-stop. You can, but that's not optimal.
I'm putting Modern Warfare 2 through.
You haven't got a clue what you talk about when you talk about Destiny.
I have. I've put enough hours in it that somebody should have known. I put enough hours in it that you shouldn't been able to. If you've put 22 hours into a game, you should be able to have an opinion on it. Because I think 22 hours, that's almost a day of your life. 22 hours to not be able to play the content you want is a long time, in my opinion. Huh? 22 hours is enough time to play.
Yours is different.
Actually, it's 22 hours on Steam. I also had it on Battle.net, so there's probably another 4 or 5 hours on there as well when I had it for a day. So a day, let's say a day, that should be enough to have an opinion on a game. Am I wrong or am I right?
It depends. It does depend. If I've put
depends on the game, that's a negative. Yeah. If you can't, it's a negative.
It depends on what you've been. It depends on how you spent those 24 hours.
If I feel like I'm being cuckolded to the good stuff after 24 hours, that's annoying. I should at least get one of the good stuff.
If I load up fucking Overwatch and have only played the training range for 24 hours, am I allowed to have an opinion on that? You have to. Time is a big thing, but it's spent what doing in that time.
This is my argument. I couldn't do the good stuff in that time.
Okay.
That's my argument for the game. I couldn't do. I should have at least got to do one of the good end stuff that you keep telling me is amazing. Shouldn't I at least be able to do one of these good missions you're on about in 22 hours?
In endgame raid.
Is that the good bit?
Depends.
What's the good bit?
Nightfall strikes.
Why couldn't I do those?
Because you need to have the knowledge of game systems and gear.
In 22 hours, I couldn't at least do one of those things. I just have to do boring fetch quests or really boring missions.
I don't know what your light level was. I don't know if I can't, without knowing your light level, I can't.
We couldn't do anything. We got to the point where we were replaying content, and that's why I bounced off.
We could never do raids because it's just me and you.
The reason why I stopped playing is we were replaying the same content. Yeah. Should you be replaying content after 22 hours?
No.
We didn't have to be. We had
not a game like that. Not a game like that.
You don't have to.
And that's where the PvE comes out of it for me. No, and the PvP is very good. I enjoyed that, but it wasn't as good as Modern Warfare 2's PvP. So that's why I'm voting Modern Warfare 2.
Get us quiet. We're going late now anyway, so we need to get.
I did say it was going to be a long one today. Right then, we're into the what's this? Quarterfinals. League of Legends versus GTA Online.
League of Legends.
League of Legends.
League of Legends.
We don't need to talk about it too much.
We don't need to. GTA had a big run. The most controversial game we've had on here. Let's give it a clap. See you later. Like, it's done well. For content alone, I'm backing GTA Online. It's
held back by the nature of it.
It ain't going to beat League.
Wii Sports got as far as it did.
I think competitive games always
some people just get an easy run, though. You know what I mean?
And GTA is not competitive. So
Wii Sports not having these. Wii Sports should not go out.
Rainbow Six versus Overwatch. Now these are more comparable than you would think. I would say.
Yeah. But I think Rainbow Six and Overwatch are very comparable.
It's very close. Rainbow is just just below Overwatch for me. It's not far off. I really enjoyed my time with Rainbow. There was a reason why I stopped playing Rainbow to play Overwatch, and that's why I'm going Overwatch.
I'll go Rainbow.
Yeah, I'm also going Overwatch.
I'll go Rainbow.
Of course, you were going Rainbow.
No, I think I think they do a lot of things similar. And I think if you were to take all the things they do similar, which is what I've done with Overwatch, what I've done with League of Legends in my document. But if you would take the things that they do similar, I think Rainbow wins more.
I think the biggest reason why Overwatch wins is a game with Trace is completely different to a game with Reinhardt. In the biggest positive way.
I would also argue it's exactly depending on what attack you play. A game in Montaigne is completely different.
Not as big of a difference.
It's not as big, I'd say. Not as big gameplay wise. At the higher echelons, it does.
And it has bigger team consequences. If you're playing Widow and you pop off and you play McCree and like pop off, it's like to your tank, it's very little difference to that tank. For you, it's different. Obviously, your whole entire gameplay, but you just popping off and getting kills is completely different. It makes no little difference to you right now. Dan's in the front holding shields. He's not killing.
That's not true. That's not true. If he's popping off and killing people, I've got a much easier life as a tank.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter who he's doing it with. For you, it doesn't matter who he's doing it with for you.
Yeah, because you might be Reinhardt getting pounded by a fucking Pharah. If you're on the McCree killing the Pharah, Dan's best.
If I'm firm, yeah, but if you killed Farah's pinging Dan.
If Farah's pinging me as Reinhardt and you decide to go Junkrat, you ain't helping me in one slightly or the other, and that's negatively affecting my game.
If he goes Farah and kills and goes McCree Farah, it's exactly the same. If I go Thermite, we have to fundamentally change who we are, like how we're going against. Team comp is more reliant on Rainbow than it is.
Overwatch is more accessible, which makes it a bit better of a game.
I don't.
Against the masses.
Overwatch has a higher skills. Rainbow Six has a higher skills.
Debatable.
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so.
I'd say it's the same. I'd say
it's very similar.
Gunplay is much more prevalent. Map knowledge is a lot better.
There's more roles.
Gadgets.
More roles.
There's
more roles in Overwatch. Everybody's operators. They're all doing the same thing in terms of fundamentally they're shooting and they've got the gadgets which make them different. You're fundamentally changing your roles. If you're a big man with a shield at the front or you're at the back as Mercy, your whole gameplay is different. So the skill ceiling's got to be higher for that.
One, there is no skill in ceiling for Mercy, but that's exactly the same if I decide to play Montaigne.
Nah, there definitely is. But otherwise, if you play Mercy, then you should be able to go and play a Grandmaster game as Mercy. That's what you're saying. Yeah, you could play a Grandmaster game as Mercy. You could.
I could. If I made a new account, I guarantee.
I mean, everything we've ever said, that's the most bullshit you've ever said in my life. You couldn't play Grandmaster anyone, bruv. You couldn't.
I'm telling you now, if
you're better than me at the game, I'm saying you definitely are, but you couldn't Grandmaster no one.
You're telling me now, if I started a new account and got a GM next to me and we duoed
you couldn't duo with GM.
Okay. No, we both start fresh accounts. He's a GM, but we both start fresh bronze accounts and we queue together. I go Mercy and he's a DPS main. I guarantee you I'll climb stupid.
That's kind of that's boosting and cheating for me.
You can do that. Cheating. You can do that.
That's boosting. So yeah, of course you can boost it.
How is it boosting?
That's boosting. That's exactly what you're doing. You're boosting. That's the definition of boosting.
Only boosting if you don't know it. I'm saying.
And also, if you were just following him around, you weren't following him around in a proper way. If you weren't doing it in a proper way with the GM movement, you're getting licked off by every single Widowmaker's GM would have a field day with you as Mercy.
I reckon I can get.
Yes, they would.
I could get higher than all our peaks doing that with the GM.
Yeah, but that's not.
Yeah, that's boosting. That's cheating.
Only boosting if you don't know him.
I could also get higher than all of you, if I pay a Korean geezer to play for me.
That's boosting, but I'm saying if I know the person, if I've got a mate who's good at the game. Because in that case, then you're boosting playing with me and Sim.
Okay, then you could never play without him then, which is crazy.
That it's only boosting if you're paying someone who you don't know to carry you. Just having a mate who's better in the game, boom.
And that makes the game dead because you can essentially boost.
No, but there's less skill. I'm saying there's more skill ceiling.
There's not. They're the same. I'm not saying Rainbow's got more of a skill ceiling.
And that only works on one character.
I'm saying they're the same.
It's got more skill ceiling. Yeah, I would admit that.
It's not. It's the same. You gotta be at least objective with this. It's the same.
No, it's not.
A game with that many heroes and that much thingy, it's the same, isn't it?
Is there more?
No, it's not even the same. It's more on Overwatch.
Is there more operators than?
I don't know.
There might be.
No, but if you're good on one on Rainbow, I'm guessing you're good on most of them.
No, you can have a good aim, but utilizing your gadget is a completely different thing. Just like Overwatch.
Aim will still get you through.
To a point, yes, but you can get good on Rainbow just knowing your gadget and knowing your blow and knowing like angles and stuff like that.
And you can't do that on Overwatch.
Not to a point. You could, if you play good enough on Rainbow, you can if your skill ceiling is so good in Rainbow, you can negate having to aim, if that makes sense. If you play your gadgets right, hold the angles, you don't need to do like mad twitch movements and stuff like that. Because the
I don't know. Just your personal history on playing Overwatch suggests there's a big skill ceiling.
No, I would. When you take everything into account and you look at comp and stuff like that, I think there's a bigger skill ceiling in Rainbow Six than there is in. There's more factors of Rainbow to.
There's not.
How is there? How is there?
The difference in characters makes that untrue.
There's more operators in Rainbow. Is there more operators in Rainbow than there is?
Yeah, but one operator is a grenade that you throw, it blows up walls. The other one's got a stick that if you throw, it blows up walls.
No, that's not
true. Yeah.
But even so,
that is true. That is true.
You'll have all these different gadgets that you need to contend with. So
but some gadgets are very similar. Very similar.
Function. I'm trying to think of an example that you're trying to say. Not really. Because otherwise they wouldn't be a character if they did a very simple function. They can do like overlap, but they're fundamentally different, or they get like used differently.
So,
see?
No.
Even so, you have all these different operators with all these different gadgets. Then you got secondaries like grenades and stuff like that. You've got destruction of the map. You've got bomb sites. You then have your entire team's like gadgets.
Oh, don't forget, there's more game modes than Overwatch. That has a whole nother level in.
We have.
It's not just
actual.
No, I mean no. I don't mean that. I mean Rainbow. It's 5-on-5. Protect the bomb or hostage. 2. On thingy, there's payload. There's capture the flag. Not capture the flag. There's payload. There's 2 CP.
Yeah, in normal game modes, not taking out like limited time and party events. There's push, hybrid, and 2
control
CP.
And control. CP. No,
2
CP and control.
Control. So there's 4. So it's 4 to 3. Yeah.
And you've also got to put all the quick play stuff and mystery in, because that's all multiplayer.
But that's how thingy is as well. When you're working out skill ceiling, when you've got that many variables, one extra game mode with all the different people, it extrapolates. That's not just a little. Having one extra game mode doesn't just mean it's one better. That's going to be way more complicated because you can't play the same. You can't play the same comps and the same skills on control on push. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. Some heroes aren't even viable on push.
You can. You can play anyone anyway.
No, you can't. Not at the high level skill ceiling. You can't.
That's the same as Rainbow. But anyway, so Ilios is Ilios. No matter how many times you learn to Ilios, Ilios is Ilios. Yes? That is true. Fundamentally, the map will never change. Ilios is always Ilios. Yes? Agreed? Yeah? Shoot how you so every map starts the same as Rainbow, but then every map is completely different from the second that game starts.
Yeah, it has destructible environments that adds to the skill ceiling. Yeah.
How you decide to hold that site. You could completely decide to hold the point like in the one room, board off this wall, board off that.
And that doesn't happen on Overwatch.
Not with indestructible feast league. You can't get shot through an entire wall on Overwatch,
but you might set up differently.
You can set up differently, but you can't get shot through a wall.
If you're playing against a different comp,
the destructible aspect of it does make it another level on top, 100%. But then that probably evens out the extra game mode.
No,
so they're about the same.
No. They're not even slight. And again, I don't know why we're having this argument. Again, nothing will make you not pick Overwatch.
Because the reason we're having the argument, because if I just go PUBG or Rainbow and then you say one, I say one, no one would listen because that'd be a very boring freaking podcast. That's why we're having the argument.
I don't know why we argue Overwatch. Argue the rest. I don't know why we argue Overwatch. Because which one are you picking, Dan?
Your arguments are weird again, though, Josh.
No, but this is close.
You're arguing for Rainbow also applies to.
And what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to do is have a good. I'm trying to explain why I'm picking Overwatch with having a good argument. Rainbow is probably the closest matchup that it has in terms of it's very close. And I'm not even arguing. We've sat for the last 10 minutes arguing skill ceiling. I'm not even arguing that it's better. I'm saying it's the same. Because when there's that many variables, the skill ceiling is the same.
Yes, but And then you take into like other things. I just think when they do similar, when you
Like
compare
what? What's the other things that you take into account?
Customization in terms of like loadouts, progression. There is a little bit to like try to unlock in terms of Rainbow.
Like
if
what?
You want, like characters, you have to unlock
Oh,
characters.
that's just if you don't buy the full game, you have to unlock the characters. That's all that is.
No, if you buy, you can buy the full game and still have to earn every single character.
I think that's a negative as well.
Yeah, everyone should have all the same games.
No,
it's a negative on Overwatch 2, that is, by the way.
Yeah,
when we was arguing Overwatch 2, that was a negative.
No, so you can like buy if you don't want to, but what I'm saying is you can just buy, like you could choose who you buy and stuff like there is.
When I started Rainbow, I had to start with that default geezer, didn't I? Trash. And everyone else has got bad boy operators, and I've got to start with like this default geezer.
No, you don't. You never start with recruit. You start with 6. You start with the main 6. You start from 2 from each faction.
Not having the same as everyone else is a bad thing.
It's a bad thing.
I understand why they do it for onboarding, but they've got to do that for onboarding. You don't need to do that in Overwatch because the onboarding's easier, because it's easier to onboard a game where you get respawned in every 5
I'd say the skill floor in Rainbow is higher.
No, so it's got a higher skill ceiling, but Overwatch is easier to start, but Rainbow Six has more to master.
No, it doesn't. It's the same.
Doesn't? No.
It's the same. It's the same. That many variables is exactly the same.
But answering this question, because I don't know, if you're a pro Rainbow Six player, do you play a lot of different characters, or do you just main one?
No, because it's complete like Overwatch. It's completely dependent on the situation, how you hold the map, the bomb site, what the enemy team run.
Okay, so the fact that Overwatch would sub someone out if it's got to be a different person suggests to me there's a higher skill ceiling.
No. Because I suppose I don't watch a lot of but I suppose teams can do that. I suppose people on team will be like, oh, I'm a better bandit than my other teammate, so I'll play on a predominantly like basement. I imagine teams do that. I can't guarantee, but yeah,
but on Overwatch you can't play that character like to that level.
Do you mean?
You know what I mean? Like there's people who can't play. Like, oh, I'm a better this than this, so let's sub him out. There's people I can't play him.
Yeah, that will be true for Thingy. People like don't know how to bandit trick. Some people do. Some people know where to put placements and stuff. Some people do, and some people can't.
In my head, the reality is, if your aim's good enough, you'll be all right.
Now it's to a point. In killing, yes, but then you will get mopped the floor with people because it's really a one. If you're good at Rainbow, it's not a 1v1 gunfight of reactions and aim. That's what I'm saying. The skill ceiling is there to the point where it's not that. There is so
many Overwatch, is it?
Anyway, this is one thing on a whole multitude of things. That's just skill ceiling. I say they're the same. You're saying Overwatch is more. You're saying Thingy. That's just skill ceiling. But in terms of like personality, fun to play, blah blah blah, I think Overwatch wins.
One player's objective. I will give you personality and like looks. Fucking Overwatch is beautiful. It's a fucking Pixar game come to life. I've yet to come and play a game that looks as good as Overwatch looks when you go in for that style. I'll give it that credit all day long. Fun to play is completely objective. You can't say that. Rainbow is more fun to some people. In my heyday, was to me than Overwatch was to you.
You can, but if you look at a population, like the general consensus of which is more fun, I think you can use that as an argument.
Yeah, but that isn't a consensus. Unless you can get me a worldwide study that has asked that question.
Yeah, but popularity probably does that. I don't know what's more popular, but I'm guessing it's Overwatch.
I don't know.
178,419 is the most peaked Rainbow Six concurrent players. That's the most it's ever done.
In general, of everything?
Yeah, according to Overwatch, according to Google.
And how many? Because I know it hit a milestone not long ago.
Yeah, that was it. The 170.
No. It hit over so many unique players made.
At the moment, our Overwatch 2 currently averages 1,600,000 players daily. That's Overwatch 2. Overwatch 1 will be higher than that at peak.
You still have to go Overwatch 1.
No, I know. I'm looking for it. I'm just saying. I'm just reading that now. It's not coming because all the articles are for 2, so it just keeps overriding. I'm just trying to find. But even though it's saying Overwatch is estimated to have blah 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 651,000 peak players in a day, but it doesn't say when that. I think that's in the last couple of months. So, but even that's still higher than theirs ever. So, Overwatch has more players, but
I still don't. Again, we need to take into account.
Final voting. What's going on?
Overwatch is going through, isn't it?
Overwatch is going through. Close though. It's close. It's close.
That's close. It is close. Right. Tekken 7 versus Black Ops, and we could do with speeding this one up.
There we go. Has more than 70 million registered users in its lifetime. Found the stat.
Black Ops.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
Tekken or Black Ops? It doesn't matter. You said Black Ops. I'll probably go with Black Ops anyway, to be fair.
Yeah,
go
Black Ops.
That's just COD versus Tekken there in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably still take him, but yeah, I'm on the fence. I could go either, but it makes.
It's a better game, better multiplayer game.
Makes no reason for me to say.
CS:GO versus Modern Warfare 2. Two titans in the shooting genre.
CS:GO. Surely it's got to be CS:GO.
I'm going Modern Warfare 2.
So how old's Modern Warfare 2?
2009? No, 2008. 2008.
Maths is failing me.
It's
What's the matter?
14 years ago.
So that's an old CS:GO.
14 years ago.
So they're pretty much the same age.
Well,
yeah. But CS:GO wasn't widely available because it was only on PC.
Getting played to this day. Wildly. Massive.
Yeah, you're the one that updates. You can't take that into consideration. You're the one's got sequels.
Yeah, but
it does.
A sequel will stop the first one being played. Yeah, of course it will.
But one is still a Titan. One is no longer a Titan.
If there was a new CS:GO game, we wouldn't.
The new Call of Duty is the Titan. The new Call of Duty that came out last week is getting more players than CS:GO.
It's still CS:GO. It's no way does Modern Warfare 2 beat CS:GO. It's fucking CS:GO.
I'm thinking about all the people that didn't have PC. That's a big factor for me.
I don't. I really don't know. I think this is.
It's close.
I think this is open and shut personally, but
close.
Modern Warfare.
You going Modern Warfare as well?
I am. Modern Warfare 2. It's very close, but I'm going Modern Warfare 2.
So, semi-finals, Black Ops versus Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty got right to the end, which is...
Black Ops.
It's one of the biggest multiplayers of all time, isn't it? So it was gonna... I say Black Ops over Modern Warfare 2, personally.
Iterations that it would be bad if it didn't, you know what I mean? It's got, 52 chances.
Yeah.
I'm going Modern Warfare 2. But
Black Ops goes for
Black Ops 1. I think Modern Warfare 2 is more fun. For me. It's more, I'm thinking back to more where I was at that point in time.
Technically,
Modern Warfare 2 better.
Technically, we've got two more choices to argue, but whichever one wins this next argument is going to beat Black Ops in it.
Pretty much.
It's League of Legends versus Overwatch.
And there is only one answer. There is only one answer. And that's League of Legends.
I'm going Overwatch.
And again, everything that you can compare the two.
I'll tell you why. Because, I don't play League of Legends, but when I did, I just sat here and clicked at a screen and tapped a few buttons. Didn't engage in that much.
That's exactly what. Yeah, but I don't think you can really use your experience that much.
Okay. But
there's also the argument that you didn't want to get to like it.
That's not necessarily factual. Because if it gripped me, it would have gripped me. Why don't those games don't grip loads of people compared to what Overwatch would because of the nature of it?
That's not true.
I don't know.
Don't you think?
I think
when you look at MOBA, when you look at League, especially MOBA, especially since you said that type of game, you look at MOBA, so you include Dota in these games, and it's not even close.
Isn't it though?
I don't think you understand how big MOBAs are, like League and Dota in Asia and stuff like that.
Compared to Overwatch?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think
within everyone in the world, or just gamers?
Yes. Everyone in the world. It's not even close.
In its absolute peak, League of Legends peak concurrent players is 8 million. 27 million daily players.
Free game. It's a free game, though. It's a free game.
Monthly players.
It's a free game.
Sim, if you half that and said half people,
yeah, true.
It's still.
And I'll say, so
Dan,
Dan,
let me ask you a question. Gameplay.
League of Legends has a bit bigger and better team-based gameplay than Overwatch. There's more roles.
What do you have more fun in, Dan?
So there's more roles in League of Legends than there is Overwatch. There's more champs. There's more freedom because
all the roles is fun.
Yeah, if you play tank, because this is why. So if you play tank, you are locked in to those tank characters. If you play top, you can choose to be a tank and you can play one of the tank characters and then build tank, or you can build one of this and not go this. You could take an off pick. You could go Rengar top.
That isn't gameplay to me.
There is more freedom. There's more choices. That is directly gameplay. There is more champions. There's more roles. There's more flexibility within the roles. And even when you pick roles and champions, there's flexibility in build paths. In what items you build. And let's not talk about team objectives, because League of Legends has more. League of Legends has up more. There's more objectives on the map. Overwatch has get this payload.
And which ones do you have more fun in? Which one?
League of Legends has get the tower. But you could fight for the tower, or you could fight for Drake. You could fight for Baron, Scuttlecrab.
That doesn't necessarily make it more.
It is because it's more team. There's more team focuses. On Overwatch, you only have a fight. It's payload around payload. The macro, there's so much more macro and micro play to League of Legends than there is Overwatch. It's not even close. Not even close.
That doesn't necessarily make it a better game for me.
It's better team-based. It's better thinking, communication, team. Anything, this is what I'm saying, anything that Overwatch does.
What about the pace? The pace of it. The pace.
Better in League. That early game, the tentative
Depends what you mean by pace. Depends what you mean by pace.
Bro,
don't you think the speed of Overwatch is a plus?
If you like a quick game and you like a fast-paced, all action, all the time, quick decisions and blah, 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 you get that in League, but Overwatch is the king for there.
Nah, yeah.
The pace of a really good League of Legends game. Let me speak. A pace of a really good League of Legends game is not for everybody, but when you understand it, me and Lee had a game the other day, yeah, and the first 15 minutes, you stay in your own little lane. Me and him were working together. We were doing very well. Our team were losing, but we were winning our lane. Still quite slow. Then that crescendoed into, well, let's see if we can work with our team. Let's try move this thing. Let's try get a pick. Now let's up the pace. Let's get this objective. Let's do this. Let's try and slowly get back into this game. Then that did, and then it all crescendos into absolute manic fucking team fights and fighting.
No, Overwatch Overtime is nowhere near as tense and as good as a end game Dragon fight or Baron fight. When you go into a fight knowing that this is it, this Baron fight is it. We coin toss this, we flip this. The Dragon steals. Look, and we haven't even talked about esports because Overwatch tried its hardest and then it just fizzled out. And League's esports is still top tier. Look at that Dragon steal in the last finals.
It was crazy. It was fucking crazy.
There's better champions in League of Legends than there are Overwatch. Now, obviously, League's had more, so there's better lore. But look at the champions in League. Top tier elite character designs. Overwatch has great ones, nowhere near League of Legends. And League of Legends has more. Has the lore behind it, has better skins. Let's talk monetization. League smashes it. The skins on Overwatch are okay at best. You got some really good ones, but they're just shit. And even if you buy skins on Overwatch,
there is a big plus to having a third-person skin over a first person. Which Tim's always agreed.
I drop £20 on a new Moira skin. I get to see it for 10 seconds.
Wait, you'd never do that.
No, let's say I did. So let's say
you couldn't even do that though, could you?
No, you could. I know you can't in Overwatch 1, but let's say Overwatch 2 because
let's not talk about Overwatch 2 at all.
Okay, so then I've got
a Moira skin. Disregard that.
Okay, I've bought 15 loot boxes because I really want this new Moira skin. Yeah. So I've either bought 10 boxes or I've grinded out and bought even more money. Okay. I see this Moira skin, 10 seconds in the select champion screen. And then if I'm in the hangar on push, I'm emoting every 5 seconds. I can see it then.
Can I tell you one thing though?
All I see is hands.
Yeah, there's a big difference between having a third person and first person. But in terms of monetization and having to pay, one thing I'll say is, as I said earlier, not one skin on Overwatch 1 I want that I haven't got, and I've got a lot of gameplay. I've got days worth of gameplay in League of Legends. I've not got one skin I want, and they're stupidly expensive.
No, they're exactly the same price as what Overwatch 2 skins are now.
Overwatch 1!
Still,
they're
really not that expensive.
Yes, they are. They're still expensive. I've got all of the Overwatch 1 skins I want, and I haven't paid a penny.
And I haven't put that much money into League, and I've got loads.
Yes, you have put money into League because you have to buy the Battle Pass to get the things. Don't say you haven't put money into League. Yes, you have.
I will fucking rewind. I haven't put that much money into League, especially since it's a free game. I haven't put that much, and I've got lots of skins. And I know like Lee hasn't paid back.
You still have, but you're still buying the Battle Pass every time to get them skins.
And I get good stuff, and I get all the stuff I want in Overwatch. I don't.
But I've just said, there's not a single skin in Overwatch I want that I haven't got, and I bet it's the same for Sim.
No, I haven't. The skins I want, I haven't got.
You haven't got as many hours.
You have to wait you have to save up all your coins, and you have to wait for that event to come back.
Do you know how quick you get coins?
Not that quick.
Yes, you do, because I bet Sim's the same as me. Sim in Overwatch 1, if you've got any blue or any white, you're getting coins because you've got all the blues and whites.
You only do that if you get every single one of the first items.
Yeah, but if you put enough hours in, you're getting that. And we're not putting as many hours in as most people.
No.
And do you know how I know we're not? Because what am I? What's my icon? Bronze with 2 stars on it.
No, yeah, you
bronze with 2 stars on, or bronze with 3. I'm not even in this. Am I even in the silver echelon thing? Right. And there's people out there with like gold. With like, you know what I'm trying to say, Sim. You know where you get all the hours and you level up. I'm only bronze, and
there's people in League. It's comparative. I can say that because there's people on League that have got videos where the shop no longer has skins to give them because they have everyone on there, and there's over like 5,000 skins. Like,
yeah, but how many hours are they putting in?
Exactly, it's comparative.
Nah, they're putting way more hours in. What I'm saying is, the hours I put in,
Even so, the skins are better in League.
Yeah, agreed.
Champions
better. It wasn't, but you can't use monetization as an argument.
It's got better.
Dan, which one do you have more fun in? Gameplay.
I haven't even touched on the fact that League of Legends as a whole has completely influenced utter parts of my lifestyle. From that game alone, I listened to 3 different bands. I've watched a TV show. I've played 5 different games based on.
Got nothing to do with the quality of the game, though.
Because it's the wrapped in that world. It's wrapped in that world. The lore behind it and what they do with it. The lore behind
the point, but it's a weak point. You know what I mean?
How is it a weak point?
Yeah, it hasn't got as much value as a gameplay.
Yeah.
But the gameplay is already better in League.
Well, this is what we're trying to get to the bottom of. It's very different. It comes down to what you prefer, doesn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah, the amount of how it opens up with the team and how the team is structured and how you're not locked into these rigid rules.
I'll just always prefer a fast-paced FPS, and it's hard for me to take my head out of it.
When you come out of a team fight and you're like every single ability has been used and you're using it's unparalleled. Nothing comes close. I've never played a game that comes close to League of Legends ever in my life. It's an experience that I've literally never got anywhere else. And it's wrapped up in almost perfect execution of everything you want.
Yeah. Do you agree that you have to be a certain type of person to enjoy it? No. You don't?
No.
I think you'd like it if you got into it.
Yeah,
Genuinely do.
I
genuinely do.
How easy you find that transition is different for everyone. But don't forget,
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to get into League of Legends, so I was prepared to give it more time, and I spent a lot of time trying to learn it before.
Why don't you think I want to then?
I don't know. Mate, Lee, he was so against playing it. He kept telling me he would never play it. He hated it. When we tried to make him play it, he was like, "Oh, this is a chore." We just kept asking him to go, and now he's more addicted than me.
Yeah, he's second to me in terms of.
I'm not gonna lie, boys. I knew we were doing this episode. I knew this argument would come. I don't know what way to go. Overwatch is my favourite game of all time.
Why? Why then? Why?
I don't know, but is it a better multiplayer game than League?
I understand it is it's your greatest multiplayer of all time, but everything you talk about Overwatch and its team based and all this, League does better because of the freedom. The less rigidity in it is.
I think the genre just puts Overwatch over.
Why? Because the genre is not as popular as League of Legends.
I just think it's more entertaining.
It's not. Not when you look at like high.
For you, it's not. For you, it's not. For me, it is. It's vice versa.
Do you think it's more entertaining because you're good at FPSs?
Yeah,
it's
100%.
You're not going to find it entertaining because you have that like not lack of.
You're rubbish at it. You're getting slapped. It's horrible.
You don't understand. It's like fighting games.
Is that not a negative?
No.
What? In terms of what?
Don't you think it's really hard to learn League of Legends?
Yeah. League of Legends is one of the best multiplayer games ever made of all time. Its onboarding system is beyond a joke. It's fucking. It's not great, Josh. This is where you lose points in your argument when you refuse to admit the smallest. It's the shittest. No, it's not great. It's shit. Fucking awful. Doesn't teach you half the stuff you need to learn. I had to watch so many YouTube videos and just learn it out.
It teaches you the basics, but it does not teach you the nuances.
How so many people have got into it.
They are changing that because of like the jungle changes pre-season. They're doing a lot of work to that, so they're changing all the jungle pre-season, so they now give you time.
Well, now they don't need to. They've got 8 million people logging in every bloody day or whatever. They don't need to.
They are changing. So next season, if you play jungle, because that's the role that is most flamed and is most blamed for losses, and it's a role that not a lot of people want to touch. It's like healer for Overwatch. You know how they like first blame. So they're changing that so that like, oh, maybe you should go to do this camp first, and then this is the path you should take to like ease.
Yeah, but that's just for one role, and they're not teaching the other people the other roles. They just don't do anything. But then I suppose they think, well, we've got 65 bloody million players a month. They know how they're playing. Like, they don't.
Thing is,
how many new people are logging onto League? And normally you're logging on with someone you know, so they can teach you.
No, I think the number of people that are logging into League just to play it, not because friends recommend it. I think it's very little people that go, oh, I wonder what League of Legends is, and just download it.
No, definitely.
I think like how Lee got into it and you got into it, there's always a 1-2 or there's someone you know that plays it that's like, I will teach you. And the community is horrendous in terms of when you play, but both phones are. But
I don't like that no one talks in chat either. For such a strategic game, it's fucking stupid.
They do talk, and the ping system's getting improved. But like the environment around League of Legends, how many videos did we watch that were like perfect, concise, like getting you in?
YouTube, you could do that on Overwatch. You do that. That's not a point. That's not a point.
There's just more depth.
This one's down.
I knew it would be.
I know which is your favourite game of all time. Just ask yourself why.
Yeah, but what's the better one?
Because the reasons why.
The better game
is why it's better.
If you look at a list, compare the two of what they both do simultaneously, everyone.
I wonder how many hours I've got in
League does. If you get a list now and you write everything that each game do that you can compare them. Obviously, you're not going to compare like first-person shooting mechanics. So if you compare the two lists, I think nearly on every one, apart from like look.
We'll go for a few of them. I bet it's not everyone. No way is it everyone.
So the main ones, obviously, Overwatch looks fucking stunning. Yeah. Easily. League looks.
I don't like League's look.
Weirdly shit. It's weird. It can look great, and it can look awful at the same time. But then you get to the big main, the meat of the thing, like the team based, the team options. You've on Overwatch 1, it's 6. You have to have 2 right now, anyway.
But you can change, which makes a big difference.
But you can change, but you can also change your build path.
You can influence an Overwatch match more than you can influence a League.
Oh, I don't think that's true. You steal a Baron, you win. You steal a Baron.
No, that's not true.
Not even.
You could lose very early on League of Legends.
You could lose on League, and it's got nothing to do with you.
No, but
nothing to do with you.
Because you can't influence the match. Bro, when Faker plays, he will get.
Don't tell me when the best of the best plays. I fucking know that, but obviously he can influence it. But the average man can't. You know how many games I lose on League where it's nothing to do? Me and Lee smash our lane and we still lose.
telling me someone else across the map is
I'm literally on the fence, Josh. I'm thinking about it, but even now, when I'm half on your side, you're arguing the most ridiculous thing in the world. You're so biased. It's untrue.
No, I'm not biased, but you're saying you can't influence the game. You can on both high level and high level,
but you can definitely lose and have no say on it at all
because someone else on their team has carried the game.
Nah,
if
not always.
If you're beating your lane and you've lost because mid lane got stomped, that means on the flip side of that argument, mid lane has carried that game. How many games have we won because I've carried, or you've supported your ass off, or Lee's done massive jungle plays? How many games
have we influence it? Yeah, you can.
And me and you and Lee have brought back from the point.
No, yeah, and when you do that, it feels incredible.
Better.
But it also feels incredible when you pop off on Overwatch and carry.
Not to the same level. Not to the same level. If you in that last fight, if you get like a good 50-minute game, and you know every single like macro decision you make, if we don't turn on this Drake, if we do turn on this Drake, if we don't defend inhib, if we wait for inhib to come up in 2 minutes,
a longer game length, some people would see as a negative, but I see it as positive because it's like
that is a problem.
Depends on your circumstance.
Overwatch, you can also get in longer than.
I mean, it's annoying. Don't get me wrong. When you say yes to a 20-minute game and then you end up in there for 55 minutes.
It's the same as Overwatch, though. I know it's not as long, but like if you get into like a mad draw,
this podcast went on for 3 hours, so I need to make a decision.
I just think we've started playing League and we've never looked back.
Yeah, I started playing Overwatch and never looked back. Pointless statement.
But you have now not played.
For those listening, you can't see the camera. I'm physically distraught.
I think your statement is Overwatch 2 is my favorite game of all time, but you would concede that League is better. And I think you can have that opinion. I think you can have that opinion. I think just because it's your favorite, it doesn't need to be the best.
I think League would be his favorite if it was.
Nah, I don't think that is. I think you can hold that. I'm lucky as that I think League is the best, but it is also my favorite. You think Overwatch is the best, Overwatch is your favorite. I think it's perfectly acceptable to say that Overwatch is my favorite, but I concede that when all things.
But my question is, why, as much as I love League, why after 2-3 games I never want to play anymore? I never want to touch the ranked.
You do want to touch the ranked?
And why is it never? Actually, you can't play ranked with more than 2 of you. That annoys the fuck out of me. And why has League never took over as the only thing I'm ever playing like Overwatch did for months?
But it did take over.
It's very close.
It has took over me.
But it's going to be Watch.
I
gotta be loyal to the soil.
No, you don't have to be blindly loyal just to your favorite game. You're allowed
now because you're not. No.
But I also think that League is better.
The problem is I wouldn't believe you even if you thought that. I'd say it anyway.
I
don't believe it.
Everything you can make.
You've not shown any like thought process in this whole 3 episodes.
I've got documents, bro. I've got documents.
Yeah, because it's your favorite game.
No, because I wanted to be this like Overwatch is. I've played Overwatch for fucking God knows how long. Not Overwatch 2 as much, but that's because that's a different story. But I like we play rank. I got plat. Like I have mad memories of Overwatch. But League, everything Overwatch does, League does better.
Has League ever made me as happy as Overwatch?
It's made
Surely
me.
Not.
No.
Surely not.
It's very close.
We will play League for longer than you played Overwatch.
You reckon?
Yeah, 100%. I don't think
what was that? What was that statement?
Dan will end up playing.
I'll end up putting more hours into League than Overwatch.
Probably because no one plays Overwatch with you anymore.
And then, maybe, no one plays anymore, to be fair. I don't know what on my own.
You've already fell off.
If I played Overwatch every day, how much more would you play?
Every day. I love it. I just don't. No one plays it. Yeah, I jump on, and then when you two are on, if I jump on and you and Lee are on, we're playing League, so I play League. And the hours are a bit swift because 50-minute game to an hour game is a lot. You only have to play one of them, and you get 3 Overwatch games in that.
I've got over 1,000.
I just don't like playing Overwatch on my own.
And Dan, how much did you want to
play League on my own?
Better? How much did you want to improve on Overwatch?
I've never ever fell into a game in my 24 years of playing games. If we go from when I was 6, but why?
Because it's your favourite.
Yeah, but why is it my favourite?
Because it's your favourite doesn't mean it's the best.
Why is no other game in the 24 years got me like that as...
Because it's your favourite, that doesn't mean it's the best.
Because... But why is it his favourite, Josh?
It's hard to say what's so good about Overwatch.
The skill ceiling is bigger in Overwatch. Is bigger in League.
100% agreed.
So like that ain't when Sim said, "Oh, do you never want to get better?" That aim to improve on League.
The skill ceiling might be bigger, but the motivation might be different.
No, motivation, because you want to get into that rank.
No, you don't. You can't play ranked. You can't play ranked if there's 3 of you, which is when we always play.
Wrong cues. Me and you have played ranked a good few times. Me and Lee play ranked. If we have all 5,
you can play duo. You can play duo.
This conversation is mute. If we had ever played, me and you, a 5-man team ranked, this is no contest.
I thought you could only play with 2, man.
No, you can play 2 duo, or you can play like.
If you play 4-5, you can.
It's hard to get 3 when you play as 3. It's hard to get queues. But if we played all 5, this is done. There's no
That's a negative though.
It's not. But we can't get people like to play 5.
Queue time is a negative on Overwatch though. Like that's what really pushed me off in Overwatch.
Priority queue and all that. And role select. Role select murdered it.
I don't know if it did or didn't.
Role select murdered.
Nah, it
didn't. Because there were so many games where queue, but the games were better.
The games were better.
Less freedom.
The games were better. And when I say they were long,
it was horrible.
When I say it was long, I mean it was long at 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning when you're trying to stay awake because you. I've never wanted to stay on Overwatch and do an all night till the sun comes up on League. I used to do it every Friday.
Every Friday.
We played League of Legends 5 stack. This won't even be a contest.
But you never have. Why?
Because people like you and things like that and Tash refuse to try and get into it.
Why?
Because it's not as easy to get in as Overwatch.
It is hard to get into. I do think if you could get over,
Overwatch is in a more
just get a little bit competent in it. I do think you'd like it.
Overwatch is in a more popular
strategy.
You're strategy, so you can rely on that.
It isn't. It's just the start slow. It's not.
You played FPS.
Don't you think the nature of the genre is just slow?
No, it's not. It's just it's got a really nice arc to the game. Unfortunately, I think the first 2 times we played, we had 15-minute quits, didn't we? We never really played team fights. You did actually play a jungler hero in the bot lane. It was never going to.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, because you're on board in shit. But what I'm saying to you is, if you did know what you was doing and you understood what was going on, me knowing you, the one thing it's got on it, the strategy of a big game. When Josh is on form and he's the captain. And he's saying what we're going to do next. It works really well.
It's like Sim.
I just want to put out there, because we really need to wrap this up. It's nearly 3 hours. I just want to put out there, that if I pick Overwatch now, I am by no way saying I don't like League of Legends. I fucking love the game.
It's because it's easier for you to get into Overwatch. Because don't forget, you didn't want to get into it, but you can fall into it.
That's also true.
That's also true.
That's also true.
If you went in and you didn't,
cartoons are not for big men.
You didn't understand the roles and the abilities. You could still get by on certain characters. Your first person shooter knowledge,
which is a positive for me.
Which is a positive. Yeah, but if you never played a MOBA, it's hard.
That's why the onboarding is so difficult, because you're not only learning a new game, you're learning a whole.
I wish I could switch a switch. If I could switch a switch and drop you in a game and you just knew what was going on, I'd like to see what your opinion would be then.
I think if Sim had played League of Legends from day dot, and we were all here now playing the same as we'd had, this is easy.
I'm picturing myself.
I know Sim, I know Sim, and I think I know him well enough. I think it's not even the strategic element. If Sim was to become a mid laner or a top laner,
pop-off
and
potential.
He's not only his pop-off potential, but just that first 15 minutes where it's just you one-on-one against somebody else, and then you know you're better than them, you would fucking love that bit. To the bit where you know that you've dunked on him, and because you've dunked on him for the first 15 minutes, you're like popping off everywhere and helping everybody on the team.
Wouldn't I prefer that with Tracer dashing about? I think I would.
It's not quite the same because you're directly one-on-one. There is people helping your lane, but
the level of ballerness that comes from dominating your lane. Like, Dan, how terrifying is it when we're doing this and next thing you know, a fucking 6-0 cat comes from bot lane and you're just like,
oh, it's horrible.
Like, you like the amount of times all 4 of us or 3 of us have been in chat like, we need this person fucking dead. Like, this person is the win con. Like, it's this.
Yeah, the picks are the sick. I like it when you're like, right, we've got to wait till he's on his own, all jump on him, pick him off, and then we can carry the rest of the game. Like, mate, the strategy is way better in League. I'm not saying it isn't, but the moment to moment gameplay.
The fact that you can pick and ban when
is more fun in Overwatch.
When you go into a game, you be like, right, I don't want to play.
And you know what it is, Josh?
Leona. So you can ban Leona.
I love MOBA. I do. I do prefer FPS. Just because that's what I prefer. So that's why Overwatch probably gets the win. That's not a problem with the game. That's not me saying Overwatch is better than Thingy because of the game. It's just, to me, it's a better game. But I don't want you to think I made this decision lightly. I don't want you to think, everyone kept saying, well, Overwatch going to win this because Dan and Sim are just going to stomp it through and not considering it. That hasn't happened. I genuinely considered putting League of Legends over it. Rainbow Six come close and Fortnite come close.
What does Overwatch do better than League?
Captivates. It captivates you like in the moment.
No, personally. No, bro, trust me. When you're like counting cooldowns and like terrain.
Yeah, but you're going on. You can't do those things in Overwatch.
He's flashed. His flash is down for 2 minutes. We've got 2 minutes to look for this. He's just smited that crap.
If you're a high level player, you're doing that in Overwatch.
Nah, bro, not to the level of League, not to Legend of League, bro. Not even thinking like
because that's the basis of a MOBA. Of a MOBA, that's all you do.
It's got more strategic. It's better. It's just.
There's a lot going on, and
yes, is different to a MOBA, but in a positive way.
Is it if a game more if a game's more accessible and more friendly to get into, that makes it better as well.
Not really.
MOBAs are hard to get into.
You get a better game for it, which is what I'm saying.
No, you do. At the end of the day, if it's more strategic thing, look, I think we're just gonna have to vote. Everyone said their thing because it's nearly 3 hours.
And we haven't even discussed.
It's 11:30.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, it's at 8.
I know. This has been the most longest episode so far of the pod. I hope that people are still listening. I don't want people to think that if Overwatch wins, it was just a shoe-in, because it really wasn't. Josh, you argued valiantly.
No, I genuinely don't. We have yet to say. You're yet to say a reason other than it captivates me. It's my favorite game of all time. You're yet to say a reason of like this does this better.
I have more fun playing it.
That's a but that's like a completely like subjective. You're yet to say. Like, the reasons are it's better. I have more fun. It's my favorite game of all time. You're yet to say, oh, because Overwatch does this better. Oh, because Overwatch does this better. Overwatch does this better. I've listed out the ways the team.
I like the teamwork in Overwatch more.
But there's more teamwork in League.
Nah, there's more teamwork in terms of the actual gameplay, but no one speaks, no one communicates. I've got I've got people that I've spoke to on Overwatch. Used to pop off on voice chat. 9 times out of 10, everyone's talking to everybody. The voice communications are fun. Nah. No way. Yeah, yes, Overwatch is toxic, but it's nowhere near as toxic as fucking League of Legends.
I think Overwatch.
No, it goes Rainbow, League, Overwatch.
Overwatch is worse purely because it's voice.
I've made more friends in League. I've never had any nice person in League. I'm yet to meet anyone nice.
That's out of order.
Apart from twats who put good luck, have fun at the beginning when they don't even mean it. They're just putting it. Like, there's genuinely nice people in Overwatch. I literally did it the other day where I made a friend the other day. Red Dragon, if you're listening, big up.
I've had it.
We've made plenty of friends on Overwatch.
Yeah, Crazy Cat Lady.
Big up Garbage Ego.
Big up Garbage Ego.
That's not gameplay or why is it better games because it has voice chat.
It is. That's a big factor.
You do communicate.
Community is a big thing.
It adds to the fun.
Like community and world building and all that, and like lore and back and community.
I get bored of Overwatch quicker. I get bored of League quicker than I get bored of Overwatch.
But you still yet to say something objectively it does better. It's still just feelings.
And I'm feeling
it's your favorite game.
Overwatch is gonna win.
Fun. That's fine if it's your favorite game and you want to have it that. But there's no like, if you know what I mean. There's no like, oh, this gameplay mechanic is better. This does this better. Because team
League can be tedious sometimes.
I know what can't.
No, I wouldn't say tedious.
That's a bullshit.
I wouldn't say tedious.
at their worst.
What's tedious about Overwatch?
Everything. You're getting snowballed hard. It's horrendous. But both games have that.
Yeah, but it only lasts like 10 minutes.
It's over in a minute.
League's 15.
When you're losing at thingy and no one wants to quit for 15 minutes, and you got to wait another 5 minutes.
Everyone don't want to quit, so you band together and you bring it back from the brink.
That happens more less than that happens less often than just sitting there till you've lost.
No.
Yes, it
both
does.
Both games are tedious.
No. Bloody hell.
But again, still yet to say the fundamental gameplay of the team-based thing and the team-based Overwatch is bigger, deeper, better for it. There's more factors.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to cut that. That's going to be the clip at the front. That's going to be the clip at the front. I'm putting that as the clip at the front. Overwatch is bigger, better.
We're having your cock-holding fucking sentence. In every way, in the fundamental, the two most comparative things are the team-based structure and the gameplay that comes from it. League of Legends is bigger, deeper, more richer, freedom, and it gets a better game for it. There's more objectives. The games of League of Legends are better than games of Overwatch. And that's without taking.
Wait, can I add something here? I joined an Overwatch team at one point in my life.
Yeah, you can. There's a literal section of League of Legends for doing that.
Okay, but I joined an Overwatch team at one point in my life, and those games it's a different level compared to what I was playing with unranked. And I feel like everything I was doing in those games are very relative to what you're talking about with League.
But there's draft.
I don't think you should discredit it.
But there's draft cup. You can literally get into weekend leagues of leagues, and you would have even better games than normal games.
You're never going to get a direct answer because the worlds are too different. Yeah. Okay, it's hard to compare one with the other. It's closer than you think. It's closer than you think, and it's closer than you think. It's down to me.
I think it's really close.
I'm picking Overwatch just by an absolute cunt hair.
Everything you measure League of Legends is better.
Okay.
When you take out your feelings. When you take out your feeling of it's your greatest game of all time, when you look at it systematically, League does better stuff in every aspect.
Okay.
Yeah, we just ignore that because Overwatch. Ridiculous.
So,
ridiculous.
Overwatch and Black Ops is Overwatch, isn't it?
Yeah.
So League of Legends goes second.
Nah, League can come second. I'll override.
It's just the way that
League second. It's not even second, bro. It's like 1.5.
It's not. It's 1.
If it was allowed, I'd have a joint. Can we have a joint winner?
Nah, essentially they are joint winners. For anyone that listening will realise they basically are joint winners.
No, because that's still a slight on League.
Mate, he got beat by the greatest multiplayer game of all time, but it's not. Do you know what? When we first did this, jokingly, I thought Overwatch has won this by an absolute mile. Nothing's even close, but it is.
It's not close.
Fact is as well, League of Legends and Overwatch are so close. On a different day, I'm feeling a different one. They're very close. They're just very different.
It's just yet to come.
We need to wrap this up.
Yet to come up with words to say it. Yet to come up with system reasons why Overwatch is better. The only reason Overwatch is better on this day is because it's your favorite game of all time.
Yeah. Right. So, after 3 episodes and 3 hours, it's official. The greatest multiplayer game of all time is Overwatch.
Pat. Very closely followed by League of Legends.
Fucking
ridiculously closely followed by League of Legends.
Fucking fuming.
And if I was a League of Legends player and not an Overwatch player, it would have won.
Fuming. If Sim could have got into it, easy win.
I didn't. It didn't happen, Josh.
You didn't give it enough time. If me and Dan played,
the only thing I can suggest is Sim has to play 5 games of League and Josh has to play 5 missions on GTA Online. Are we agreeing to that pact right now?
No. If me and Dan had played a 5-stack of League would have won.
But the fact that you haven't is a big thing.
League might have won, but we really need to wrap this up.
League was never winning.
Now you don't know me if you don't think I was genuinely considering that then.
No, because you genuinely consider it would have won. We talked about it.
Again, League probably is the better multiplayer game, but Overwatch is winning.
You can't. That's how you can't say I did consider it. What you just said Nah, you just fucked your entire integrity of your argument.
Shit. Does anyone see my fishing rod? Got a bite? Shit.
You just fucked your entire integrity of your argument because you've just admitted it.
Josh, Overwatch has won. Can you wrap up the episode, please?
No, because you've just admitted that your integrity was compromised and you only picked Overwatch.
Josh, that was a joke. I was trying to get a buy out of you. Can we wrap the episode up now, please?
This has been the final episode of the multiplayer bracket. Well, I hope you've
single player ones to do next.
We got single player, but I don't have that much stake in that one, so I shouldn't be that fuming about it.
I don't know. I'm sure. I think Ellis is doing that one with us, so we've got the single player ones next, and then I'm sure we'll get Simon for another argumentative episode of something else.
Always.
I'll be less peaceful next time.
Tune in when Sim's played 5 games of League and Josh has played 5 missions on GTA.
Only in 5 games. Always a pleasure to have you, Sim.
Thanks very much, boys.
Thanks, Sim. That didn't go the way that we was expecting.
It did. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this very extended, long podcast. Dan, thanks for hosting it with me once again. Bye from me. Bye from us. Till next week.
Peace.